with Dan and Owen, two of my good friends. I'm glad to get you guys together. So.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but over the years I've just been like kind of supporting. Like I'm like, oh, way to stay calm in that. Like on Twitter, because I'll like watch you, and one thing that a lot of people get wrong is they get too pissed, and you'll keep a cool head, which is actually the move. And so many people don't know that.
He vouched for you, so I didn't. I'd seen some of your stuff. Actually, somebody told me that you didn't like me, so I don't really know too much about it.
People say crazy shit,
and he was like, "Yeah, he's uncontrollable," and I was like, "That's a strong vouch."
Like he's one of the people I really like. There's only a few influencers I really like, and you're two of them.
Yeah, I don't like to be dependent. Like I'm very against dependency, so I can say what I think.
I think a lot of people too nowadays try and pick the popular. They're like, oh, is this going to be popular? Is it popular to go against ICE or whatever?
Yep.
Instead of just like saying what the fuck you think.
Exactly, dude.
That seems like the scarcity now. It's like now everybody's trying to be popular. They're trying to get like on the trend. They want likes, so they want this, so they want that. And that's one of the reasons why these are so fucked. Is because the popular thing is just like fuck 100%. The jit.
Yeah, because you can't change your mind about shit. There's plenty of people I've like openly thought were shills and sucked, and then I'm like, oh, like Ian Carroll, I really like that guy now.
Oh, that's right. You and Ian were fighting for.
Well, not fighting. I was just like, he came out of nowhere. Like I'm always suspicious of the guys that come out of nowhere. They're everywhere. And just over time, I'm like, oh no, this guy's kind of sweet.
I like Ian. We hung out with him when he came into town. We went bike riding 110-degree weather.
Yeah, he seemed like a cool guy.
I just kept making fun of his mustache for being gay. Like
obsessive humor about it. Where
exactly, because he could laugh at it. I'm like, oh, he's not like a crippling narcissist.
Exactly, like I thought he was.
Yeah, I liked him. He was sharp. I feel like I'm more standoffish about people now. Like in the beginning, I was like, let's get everybody together, like stop this fucking infighting, this, that, and the other. And I still agree with that, but
yeah,
there's definitely people that are fucking on the wrong side right now. Like Nick is for sure on the wrong side. And I like tried to give him every fucking benefit of the doubt. And I just came to the fucking immovable conclusion that the guy's just on the wrong side.
Oh yeah, honor culture requires you to trust that I might be wrong, but I'm not lying. Like if you think someone's lying, how can you ever have a mutual
lying? Like, I heard you said in an interview recently. Someone lies to me, they're out of the circle. It's like,
especially if it's like to get something for himself. It's like, like me. You might not agree with me that pandas are some, but it's like I'm just like think it's like I'm just working through these thoughts.
We don't have to agree on everything. It's like most stuff. And if I know you're being honorable, not lying, not going to steal from me.
Yeah, I saw Nick here. I mean, Nick is just a little weasel. I mean, he's been, if you promote anything positive, he like goes at your ankles.
That's 100% it. Like when he didn't endorse Dan for one.
That was insane.
Like they were like supposed to be friends, and it's like you're really not going to.
Yeah, no one wants to run for Congress. It was like a public service.
That's the weird thing is I feel like people act like they're doing me a favor or something. Like I want to do this. Right. This should be good for me in any way, shape, or form. Because I guess maybe for them that'd be good for their career. Right. Like not what I want to fucking do at all. And it's like, I feel like I'm the guy like volunteering in a school project and it was like, fuck you, dude, do all the work. It's like, well, fuck all of you. Fucking none of it's going to get done. Like, I don't know, man. Like if any of my friends were fucking standing up to do that, I would be supporting the fucking shit out of them. And to me, it's not so much about that. It was more, obviously the Epstein thing was fucking crazy.
That's what, for me, the whole Jay thing was all about pedo shit. That's why that for me is the big issue where when I was in Hollywood, I kept calling out the pedos and people were calling me anti-Semitic and I hadn't put that together. So I was like, what do you mean? No, singer. And they're like, oh, you hate Jews. I'm like, oh yeah. And so then I saw there was this liability shield where if you're the permanent victim, you can get away with anything you want. And that's when I just started hammering the victim thing, where I just started making fun of, the events in the 40s and whatnot. Cause I'm like, you don't get to get away with hurting kids,
Yeah.
And so that to me, when Nick, I mean, he's been saying sexual stuff about kids for a while. And that to me is like, there's no common ground when you do that.
No, you can't. Things you can't like. I can't like align with someone doing that.
No, that's like the whole fight is to like protect the kids for the future. Like that's my.
Yeah, that was one. It was the normalizing Epstein, like saying that he wasn't a pedophile. That was fucking like
and he had
inexcusable. Yeah, the coolest guy ever. He had an aura. That's what he said. Then and I don't know if it was before or after, but the Charlie Kirk thing, saying anybody that doesn't agree with the Charlie Kirk narrative is a low IQ anti-Semite, like weaponizing that word to like fucking trash anybody that questioned the government narrative, that's fucking crazy. Him even just saying low IQ anti-Semite was very fucking strange. Just like, for me, I want all of it. I want the idiots talking about it. I want the smart people. I want everybody in between.
Because some of the best dudes I know have low IQs. They're like awesome guys too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
yeah, I don't care. Like, get the fucking word out.
Some IQ guys, they're some of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever met.
And pussies too. You know, like, we need the fucking soldiers as well.
Yeah,
you know, like Marines, a lot of those guys might not be the fucking, 150 fucking IQ guys, but they'll go fucking kick a door in. You know, guys like Fuentes aren't going to kick any fucking doors.
Yeah, and high IQ guys are actually easily tricked because they can conceive of these giant things and they get stuck in these patterns where a low IQ guy can just be like, yeah, but an AI can't dig a hole, and they just see it for what it is,
Yeah, I mean, it was that, and then him fucking shitting on Casey Putsch and then endorsing a female Jewish Democrat. That was fucking crazy. So Casey Putsch, white Christian nationalist guy. I'm not like the, white pride guy, but that's what Nick is supposedly about.
Right.
And he says that women are like the most worthless fucking things ever. All this stuff, right? So then, and also he says the shit about the Jews. It's like, this is totally uncorrelated to what you've been saying. And not to mention, 3 months ago, he went on every fucking major podcast in America and talked about the left is coming to kill us, the blacks, this, that, just all the typical fucking Fox News shit, not the crux of the fucking issue, which is Jewish supremacy. He just didn't speak about that on any of these podcasts. Look, I get it. If you don't want to talk about that on every fucking podcast, it might get fucking boring. I get that. But to not mention it on any of the mainstream stuff, like, he's been waiting his whole fucking life to get on Piers, to get on Tucker, to get on fucking all these shows. Gets on all of them. Doesn't say a word about the most important fucking issue. And I also find it weird that he just coordinated all of a sudden after he fucking went out and said anybody that doesn't accept the Charlie Kirk narrative is a fucking retard. All of a sudden just gets every fucking major podcast in America.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who was deplatformed from actual banks and shit, they don't write it up in the New York Times. They're not like the most canceled man, and it's like this sleek photo. No. They don't say your name ever. You know what I mean?
Don't say your name exactly.
Yeah.
But the problem with that though is then you get productive and you build alternatives. I'm not even ambitious, but I'm like, okay, I guess I have to build my own social media platform.
Which is great.
So you have your own, your podcast on your own website or what?
Yeah. They kicked me off YouTube so early that I had to, because I'm passionate about comedy and piano and stuff like that. I have a drive, but not for business or that area, but they kind of forced me into it where.
And you can't perform in any comedy clubs.
Yeah, it's pulling back now, but now I don't even care. I do I crowdfunded land to have events on, to tape specials on. I'm like, oh no, we can do comedy anywhere. And that's the matrix really breaking, where you're you don't get to own the brand of comedy.
Speaking of which, what do you think of Dave Smith?
I have mixed emotion. I mean, it's we've done shows together. We used to be cool. And then, there's times when you could really use a buddy to have your back.
Yeah,
and
I would have called him a friend before, but he did a few things. There's a couple I'm gonna say, but the one of them is him, bashing Dan when Dan's running against Randy Vine of all people. He doesn't have to like Dan, but that's insane.
Well, it was a weird thing. So he gave Hassan Piker a bunch of shit about ducking him in an interview or ducking a conversation with him. And I'm like, well, you fucking ducked a conversation with me.
Me too.
Yeah, well, because Candace reached out to him. He did, a couple people. Because I liked some of his takes. But then as I started seeing it, it was he would talk about the Israel issue. And it was and then you also, it's positioned that a Jew is against Israel. Always is against Israel. So people are seeing that. So there's some value in that. And I'm I've never even heard of this guy outside of fucking podcasts and stuff. He's a comedian. Nobody's heard of this dude, but he's on all these big podcasts. He's on fucking
Rogan.
Charlie Kirk, Rogan, all that. Well, Rogan could be because he's your boy, but he's on Charlie Kirk having the fucking debate. He's always the guy that's having that debate, but he never talks about obviously supremacy or any of the Jewish question or any of that stuff. It's solely focused on Israel. And so what you have is you have a well-spoken Jewish guy speaking out against Israel, which makes people think, well, obviously it's not the Jews. This guy's a fucking Jew. Guy's got Norm Finkelstein. He's out there, speaking very eloquently about this. And people see he's a Jew. But then when the pressure gets fucking turned up a little bit, now all of a sudden he's denouncing Candace, the one person that had that fucking wrong.
Candace now. I used to think she was a shit. Now I love her. I'm dude, she's crushing.
It is weird how he's announcing Candace and Tucker.
Yeah.
And Tucker crushes. Yeah, no, I'll put it this way: Dave Smith's a survivor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's a survivor. Like if there's no stakes, he's a great guy to hang out with.
When it benefits him.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, oh, this guy's not my actual friend. And like, he was in Vegas. I tried hey, let's go meet up with Dan, talk to him for a few. And he's just like, oh, I don't know. He's a little too anti-Semitic or something along those lines.
Because I didn't care about his podcast or like doing anything. Podcast. I just wanted to have a conversation with him to get I wanted to just like hear him on the Jewish question. Like I just wanted to hear what his take was as a Jewish guy that's clearly anti-Israel. I wanted to know like where he stood when it went a little bit deeper. It's like, okay, well, what about all the stuff in the US, the attacks on masculinity, this pushing of transgenderism, like all this fucking bullshit, like completely controlling the fucking media narrative, dividing us, doing all this stuff. Because like all the media is owned by fucking Jews. If you break it down, because a lot of guys like
96%.
Well, they zoom in, right? They're like, oh, well, TNT isn't. And it's like, okay, but if you fucking look at who owns TNT, Comcast,
TNT,
yeah, all the big parent companies are all controlled by Jews. Every fucking one. And so, except for Fox, the only one, and they always like point to Murdoch as like, hey,
but
this guy's he's like a super Zionist. He's in the fucking Epstein files, you know.
That's crazy.
And who knows, you know, maybe the guy's a fucking crypto Jew. I mean, all these people change their names. Like Mark Cuban, that's Mark Chabinsky or whatever. Like all these fucking people.
It's like Pornostein.
So who knows, you know? And so I don't know. So maybe he's like the one guy, but it doesn't, every single fucking person doesn't have to be a Jew for them to be part of the fucking team, you know?
And it's the behavior. I like to focus in on what the question is. It's permanent victim consciousness, where it's like, that's what gets them out of everything. Like everything historically bad that's ever happened to anyone is them. And so like I can't remember who I was talking to, but they're like, we were banned from other jobs. I'm like, no one banned you from concrete. You know? And it's like, no, you just do finance and pornos. Like no one stopped you from doing manual labor, you know? And so I've known a couple Jews that don't have victim consciousness where they're like, yeah, the whole sounds a little fishy, you know? And that's when I'm like, yeah, right? It's like Vietnam had a, you know, it's like everybody's had their thing, but how is
genocide?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they say that was Donma crypto Jews. But either way, like
that's actually 100% true.
But either way,
let's
say it was, you know, I believed it was the Turks for a while. I didn't like hate the Turks. I didn't go whining about the fucking Armenian genocide. Like half my people got killed. Like didn't lose a fucking wink of sleep over it. Didn't complain about it. Didn't expect to get away with bullshit. You know, it's just like, okay, there's 100-something fucking years ago.
Yeah, well, Armenians have a masculine culture that like Jays have like a feminine culture where it's all like, you know, like when they hate you the most, they kind of love you too.
It is kind of weird. You don't have it that much, right? But you always reach out to me.
Jays ever DM me
so
like, hey?
Yeah, it's weird. The fucking harder I've gone, the more kind of like, oh, you know, like they're almost like just stop. Like when you kind of go mild, they'll fucking attack you.
Yeah,
they don't attack you that much. You're right. It's because you go so hard.
They don't. Yeah, they're just like, yeah, whatever.
Solutions. I'm like, get a farm, have a bunch of kids. They're like, fuck, don't let this out. You know. Because
no more white children.
Yeah, because they're like women though. They're like, yeah, put me in my place. We can't handle this. You know, like let them sell pickles and do their thing. Like giving them all this power, they don't know what the fuck to do. They're like, yeah, let's kill the Lebanese. They're like, what? Dude. Yeah, it's like women. It's like if you just give them all the money, they're like, they'll just make a bunch of bad decisions. They want you to be like, no, we have to put some aside.
Yeah,
well, they pretend like they want to be in charge, but they never respond positively to that at all.
Bingo.
They initially want it. And you're right, that is kind of like an effeminate quality because women act like they want the fucking reins, but when you give it to them, like when a guy is subservient to a woman, that fucking relationship never lasts.
Never. It's like the Red Sox, when they won, they didn't know what to do. They like still burned the cars.
It's like they're
like, the cars to the Bambino. I'm like, dude, you won. They're like, yeah, my dad's a wicked queer. I'm like, no, you're now the champion and you don't know how to be a champion.
No, it's true though. If you give a girl power, relationships, guys don't understand that.
Fuentes can't be like not a victim. Like he can't be the guy that's winning.
I think you're right because things are going good for him. Instead, he's got to be a victim, start attacking everyone.
Yeah, he's like, everyone's attacking Clavicular, man.
Attacking me for no reason.
I'm like, dude, you're doing great again. Like when I started doing better again, I was like happy. I'm like,
yeah, like happy for your friends. I was telling you earlier, like, oh, really happy that you're doing better. It's like,
yeah, like I don't feel envy. Like envy is kind of like a woman emotion. I'm like,
think you
whoever's
have any
fastest is captain.
The envy, you know, some people get envious when you start doing well, but I know you don't have that.
Well, not with your like real friends. You want to see your real friends succeed.
Exactly.
You know,
It's a lot of people get envy of their friends. I'm sure you felt it before, right, from friends?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's looking at this like he wants to be the guy of the movement. He wants to be important. He hasn't had that. Like, you know, we've all been famous. So it's like once you have something, you realize it's like not that cool, you know?
Yeah.
But when you haven't had it, you really fucking want it. And so I think he hasn't had it. He's never been important. Nobody's given a shit about him. And he's never had money. And so now he has like this first opportunity to have it. And, you know, I don't think he knows how to handle it.
When you're I mean, alleged homo. It's like,
He's definitely gay.
yeah, like that's best case scenario in that case.
Yeah, that you
What,
might be right.
whoa, what's worse?
I don't know. He's a big fan of Epstein. It's like, it can get worse.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, he's openly said that sex with 14-year-olds isn't pedophilia.
Dude.
So-
Yeah, and so like, what's his drive? It's almost like sadism. He's like, oh, I want my boot over your neck versus like, I want a lot of women in the kingdom.
Pool. Remember Timmy Pool? He did some rant when he's like with Ice thing. He's like, it's my boot on your neck. He did this feminine rant. Like, it's my boot.
Yeah,
Like,
they want to reign in hell. They want to be the one with the boot on the neck. Whereas I want like, he's the best at that. He's captain at this. Oh, he's really good at growing garlic. He's the farmer guy. Like, I didn't understand envy. And once I did, I got a lot happier actually, because I didn't know why everyone was acting so weird.
Yeah, it's like if you have a friend all of a sudden acting weird towards you. I haven't had it a lot. We have a few friends who are like, oh, they're being envious of my success.
I know, I'm like, you were
That's, like,
really
the most
pumped for
poisonous
me when
thing
I was
ever.
like rock bottom. Why are you mad now? I'm like happy. You know? I'm like, you were like the man when I was like spiraling. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
He'll be happy if you start spiraling again.
Yeah, I'm like, no, like I'm doing really good. They're like,
So you started off in comedy and then went to acting? Is that...
well, I can like act as myself and stuff. I'm not like an actor. I'm like a comedic actor, so I can be funny with lines on cue, but I can't be like a French prince or some shit, you know?
Yeah, well, I think that's how like all action stars were. Is like they picked a character. Like
Yeah.
Rambo was like pretty much Rambo. And like Stallone was like always like Van Damme, like whether it was Bloodsport or something, he was almost like always
Van Damme.
the same guy. Like Schwarzenegger, I think like most of those actors did the best when they just kind of played like a version of themselves the same every time. It just changed a little bit.
Yeah. I did like tons of stand-up, and then like Sandler put me in a few things, Vaughn put me in a few things. Like I get like specials. Like, you know, I was in the mural at the Hollywood Improv, and after you do the whole like Jay thing, they pretend you always sucked. I'm like, dude, I painted on the wall.
But he always sucked.
But I
Wait, the
stuck
J
with-
thing, what do you mean?
like when you
Oh, Jews. Yeah.
You just have to like.
I just think the letter J is so funny because it's like hooked. You know, it's like such a skinny little letter. It's like a J.
Oh my god.
And it's like, but I my dad sang opera, so I was like, I was really into music, and then I like incorporated that. I was gonna be a lawyer, and then I was like, this is all like lying. I was more like like. That's why I'm disgusted by so many comics. I'm like, we're supposed to not care about this shit, you know?
Well, comedy is not exactly what I thought it was. So I didn't realize that comedy is kind of like acting where not everybody. Some guys like actually did the improv, but for the most part, most of the comedian guys that I saw, they like really memorized like a skit, and they just kept doing the same one over and over. And I didn't realize that until I kind of like got into comedy. I was in LA and I went to a comedy show and I was like, oh shit, this is funny and it's an easy way to get laid. And so we would just do those. And when I started going to him, I would see the same guy and he would do the exact same fucking routine with like the same pauses, like everything. And they were just perfecting it. And I started to understand it later, but they did it, when they did it really well, it seemed like it was all just kind of like spur of the moment. And so I guess that would, you know, help you be a better actor, I would think.
Well, I mean, I was a heckler at a Renaissance Festival in high school, so like I talk shit for 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like in a stock, like fat jokes, skinny jokes. And I realized that it was people's, where their pride was where the weakness was. And so I can riff. You know, people used to say I was like fish. They come see different shows. Like I'd have my like 6 or 7 main bits and then just see where it went.
Yeah.
And so I like love comedy. And so when comedy started getting like bastardized, when Netflix started taking it over, it was like, horrifying.
Well, that's real comedy. But there's guys that actually aren't funny that are comedians.
Most of them.
That's one of the things that I found out is like, yeah, they'll rehearse these skits, but then they have this like crippling insecurity because they're not actually funny. Like they can't do the improv stuff. Like, you know, if you're doing 10 hours, then you're like a naturally quick-witted, funny guy, which is what a lot of these guys want to be, but they're not. And so, yeah, that was one of the things that they're
like control freaks. I'm like, dude, let the flow happen.
Yeah,
they're like,
you can have part of a script, but you have to be able to flow too with the audience.
And I'm not even that funny. It's like, I know dudes on every construction site, there's someone that's really funny, but I can just do it at 8 p.m., 10 p.m. You know, I can do it like that, but it's not, you know, most comedians are like the least funny guy you would even know in your hometown.
Oh, dude, I'm so surprised you hang out with a lot of comedians and they're like not funny.
That's what I'm saying. Dude, they got self-righteous. They didn't used to be self-righteous until around 20. It was Caitlyn Jenner was when everything went, because I immediately started making fun of it. I'm like, dude, Bruce Jenner chopped his ween off? Like, this is gold. and I did the hasn't been a woman for a full year bit that Chappelle later did 6 years later. And it started with the L's and then the G's and then the B's. Like, that was all my shit. And then
Ye called him out for stealing his.
Yeah, Ye had my back on that. And it was funny when I'm being called racist. All the blacks are like, "Yo, that's Owen's bit." Like on World Star, I was like, it was a whole thing. But all the J's are like, "How dare you?" But
it was crippling for a while. Like I think in, I don't know, what was it, 19 or 20? They just made speech basically fucking illegal. Like everybody was so scared to say anything. I remember it was like kind of a distinct. I don't know, like I think it was 19 or 20-ish. It was like right before COVID hit.
No, it was right. Yeah, because they were about to do COVID.
Yeah.
You know, that's when they pulled my YouTube. Everything was like right, because I'd already done an Ebola joke about how OJ killed more people than Ebola. So they knew I was going to see the shit. And right when it started going, I was like openly making fun of it. You know, I'm like, you only wear a mask if you're like a pervert. Like, what are you, whack? You know? And they're like, delete, because that could have affected the entire supply chain thing that they were doing, you know?
No, they were banning everyone during COVID for speaking the truth.
Yeah. But that's when I started farming and I'm like, holy shit, we can make everything for like not much money.
So you're fully like off the grid?
No, I still shop at stores and I still have like an electric bill.
You got like an awesome like ranch out.
Like, I have like cows, alpacas, chickens, ducks.
Fresh milk.
Like greenhouse.
The unpasteurized milk, I think it's the answer. Yeah, I've been getting that.
Where do you get it? Just like illegal.
It's like a local farm, but you gotta get a new thing every week. It doesn't last super long.
It's like a private club or something, isn't it, to buy it?
It's like a private farm around here.
Yeah, they have like weird laws about buying.
In Idaho, there's like no laws. It's like awesome.
Isn't that crazy? There's special laws for buying milk. So you can buy it here, but it's like some kind of weird like private club.
Dude, it's so good. Like I never even liked milk and I love milk. And my kids, that's why I'm like hopeful. They all look like 50s kids. Like they're like super healthy looking. And it was like decades of me. I'm like,
well, they're also with the sun, working out, running around. They have the free
barefoot. They're like, live honestly. Because I thought, I was like, are they spraying shit? Is everyone fat and retarded now? You know, and it's like, no, they're good and they're like happy and they're like good kids.
As a consequence of being truly a free speech podcast, I've been demonetized on YouTube, X, Facebook, and almost everywhere else. To be able to fund the podcast, I rely fully on support from viewers like you. You can support the podcast by going to fightbackpodcast.com, where you can buy merch or sign up to become a member, which will have early access and extra content. I'm definitely not going anywhere, and I really appreciate all of your guys' support.
What about the ticks?
I'm not afraid I think it's a psyop.
Really?
Yeah.
So you don't think the alpha gal thing is real?
There are people allergic to eating meat and milk. Like that's all real. I just don't know what's causing it. Like I haven't seen the real link between ticks. I think it's an easy way to get people to. I think it might be a psyop to keep people out of the rural area. Because I'll post. I'm building these stairs in the middle of because I also have a campground on a river in Idaho. Mm-hmm. If you like hunting, you were saying like, dude, the elk are insane. So if you ever want to come up,
this place is awesome. If you want to go up there,
but I'm always up there.
I'm more into fishing now. Dude, I used to hunt. I used to fucking shoot everything, but now I love animals too much.
I know, right?
If I was gonna eat it, then no problem.
The only time I hunt rabbits because I'm like, you're gonna kill my fruit trees anyway, so this is a win-win.
Yeah, if you have a reason you're gonna eat it.
Yeah, no, I'm like that with Alex too.
I'm like, I just feel like I can't do it.
I'm like, you're so majestic.
Yeah, they're fucking beautiful, but the fruit is, you could eat for a year off that stuff. So.
I think hunting makes you respect the meat a little more. Like,
for sure.
So it makes you be like, okay, I better like take this seriously.
But like I'm in like the brush building these stairs, and every time people are like, but ticks though, aren't you worried about ticks? I'm like, no, I'm not a homosexual man.
Well, they do have some gnarly videos of like fucking like animals just covered in fucking ticks.
I know.
I don't know if that's like.
No, ticks, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're annoying. Like I've had thousands of
I've been bit by them, but I think
Idaho doesn't have ticks, but Missouri.
Isn't that back east or something? I haven't looked into
maybe. It just,
I think it's something like.
I was never worried about them. I mean, we had ticks growing up all the time, fucking bite you, pull them out, whatever. I'd fucking leave the head in there, rip the body. I didn't give a shit. But if I could never eat meat again for the rest of my life, fuck, dude, that's scary. That's like scarier than AIDS. That's like to never be able to eat meat. Think about how crazy that is, bro. That's like literally all I fucking eat.
Remember how heavy the
I think it's some spray shit.
And it turned out to just be a gay disease.
Well,
no,
definitely
it's shamed.
Yeah, definitely.
Shame made him take AZT, which all the side effects is AIDS.
Yeah,
but I think I think it's from like chemical spray shit. I think it reeks of a grabbler move where they're trying to offload liability into something else.
So you don't think it's from the ticks?
I could be wrong. This is one of those opinions where I'm not for sure on, but I just don't. If it's the ticks, then I would have it's kind of like some of these things. I'm like, I would have it I would have AIDS. You know, like imagine if I was some flaming gay guy. I'm like, if AIDS is real, I'd have it. You know, it's like that's like me with fucking ticks.
They make us think that we get it from straight sex. Did you ever like when you first get tested for AIDS, probably thought you had it?
Dude,
I was worried, dude.
I was panicked,
bro. There was one time I was in the military. I remember this. Because you go in and you do the blood work every now and then. And if there's like a real issue, like something like that, then the chaplain has to tell you, like the little fucking E3 or whatever behind the desk can't deliver the news that you're going to fucking die, right? So so it's a thing. So I'm like waiting for my fucking test and it's like, the fuck is taking so long after like 30 minutes? Then after an hour, I'm like sweating. I'm like, the fuck is my
think
test?
Of everyone you've ever fucked.
Bro, going through all of it, I'm just like, oh my God. And then I'm like waiting, because if the chaplain has to tell you, it does take a while to get him out there.
Yeah.
And then the bitch had lost my file, dude. So after like 2 hours of fucking like, bro, I like almost never had sex again after that. I was like, I was so sure that they were going to tell me that. And I'm like running through my mind, like, what am I going to do? What am I going to say to my parents? Like, should I still fuck girls? Like, that was a whole.
This is how heavily they condition us, though. I remember my first AIDS test. I was panicking for like 3 days waiting for the results because it was like, taking longer. Like, got to get tested for a fight. And I'm like, I have AIDS. This is terrible.
Dude, when I was a little kid, I was terrified of AIDS, and I'll never let it like forgive the Jays for this one. They said if you're unclipped, it's 10 times more likely. And they didn't get my win, right? So I'm like, oh, fuck, if I do anything, I'm going to get AIDS. And they were like, dude, if you're not circumcised, you will definitely get AIDS.
Did they say that?
Dude, that was everywhere back then. Dude, my teacher in elementary school or middle school was like,
they wanted you to be like,
take a knee, kids. There's something called sodomy, and if your dick isn't, and I'm like, dude. That's why I don't trust any of this shit anymore. I'm like the wizard. That's why I wrote the How to Slay a Wizard book. I'm like, this is how wizards do it. This is step by step. That's why the ticks, I'm like, no.
So it's possible but unlikely.
Dude, triggers are more annoying. Like triggers will fuck up your skin for like.
Triggers.
They're like these also little
duck shit, yeah, in the water, right?
Yeah, and you'll scratch for like a month. Little trigger grabblers.
Dan really figured out the funniest thing though, man. To hack the system, get famous.
I know. I was telling him, I'm like, dude, Dan's like, because he was like, oh, Dan. And I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's super smart. And I, like, no offense, but I don't think people usually like assume like that guy's high intelligence. But I can tell. I'm like, oh, he knows. He's like doing all the chess shit. I'm like, he's fucking. And then he goes, dude, he got wealthy just like banging. Like that's the smartest. Like, how did he figure that out?
That's really gaming the system.
Yeah, I mean, I made a lot in poker for sure. That was. I think.
Banging.
I don't know, man. I also.
And I like that you got out of the bank. Like you saw the hedonic treadmill.
I really did.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So my cycle was, I think around 13 or 14, I really started making like big money in poker. Like I had like a 50 or $70 million year and like just made a lot and decided to just do all the shit that I wanted to do when I was a little kid. And so went through the whole bucket list thing. And at the same time, I was like, okay, let's see like what we can do with the fame thing and manufacture that and just like capture the bucket list. And so I was just at the right time at the right place. Like the whole thing just like stars align. That's why when people like question whether or not God's real, I don't know. I mean, maybe like with my life, I'm I'm sure, I'm positive God is real. Now, if I was born in Africa, like I don't know, I might have but in my mind, I am fucking unequivocally positive. And
when the lessons you learn too, it's like long-term God synchronicity winks and stuff. You're like, holy shit, that looks like this perfect plan that's arced out. You know,
you were the first
100%
Instagram star, right?
Like, I did everything in my life that I wanted to do. I remember being like 33 thinking like I had done every single fucking thing. Like if I died tomorrow, I'm like, I checked all the boxes. I lived like 7 lives. And the crazy thing is when I took it to the end of the earth, I realized like I was chasing all the wrong things. It was fun. Do not get me wrong. I had a good fucking time. But it's like it's fleeting, and if you continue to do this stuff,
you'll be less happy.
Like I watched, it was I forget what the show is called, but it was Hugh Hefner like towards the end when he was with those 3 retards. And I remember watching this, and I'm like, because now I'd gotten the pussy, and I knew what exactly being in that situation would be like. It's be like, okay, you know, which one do I want to fuck next? And I got to listen to him for the next 20 minutes, and then I'll take this one off and back. I'm like, you know, you go through the thing, but I'm like, dude, if I'm doing that when I'm 87 and I got to listen to these fucking idiots,
nightmare,
bro, shoot me in the fucking head.
Dude, I was the butler of the Playboy Mansion in a movie for like a week and a half, the house bunny, you know? And so same experience. I'm like looking at Hefner and I'm like, that sucks. You know, he's just like this little old man who's like, I'm gonna get another BJ. I'm like,
but does suck less than dying alone.
Oh yeah.
It's sad compared to like a wife.
Because then because you keep having to escalate. You're like, how about 3 BJs? How about 4?
It's never enough. You hit a point where you're chasing. Like again, I don't regret anything I did, but it's to a point where it's like, okay, there's nothing to go from here except downwards. We keep chasing.
It's like it's literally like the best way to describe it to a layperson is just heroin. Like even if you haven't done heroin, like you know it's gonna feel good, but that doesn't mean it's the answer.
Right.
And you're gonna have to keep doing more. Like it's the perfect parallel to hedonism. Heroin is like the exact way for somebody to be able to imagine what my lifestyle would be like or whatever. It's like fucking amazing, super high highs, but not sustainable. And eventually like you have to do it to not feel like shit. And then you get no pulse from it. You get no like
do it to feel dude. And then if you're not on it, you're like sick. That's why
it's like biological usury, you know, it's like where you take out a loan, whether it's cocaine or heroin, where like you get the energy, but you have to pay it back.
Yeah.
It's like that with all that shit.
I think it was Bruce Lee who said like he didn't want happiness, he wanted peace. Because with happiness or with pleasure or whatever, like you go up and what goes up must come down.
Exactly.
You know, happiness is much more sustainable than pleasure for sure. But that was an interesting take on it. It's just like peace, just being like at equilibrium.
Yeah, and I have a lot of pieces of father. Like if I hadn't been that canceled, I might, that's all these blessings. I'm like, I wouldn't have been home to have 4 sons. I would have been gone thinking I'm crushing.
Yeah, thinking you're making money, going on.
Yeah, and I'm like so happy with my family, and it's just like a blessing that I couldn't have seen down the road, you know?
You know, it's like that a lot of things in life. When something bad happens, you just adjust, readjust, and
And also, like the Chinese farmer thing, like you never really know what's good or bad until later on in your life. Like things that I thought were really shitty and things that I thought were really good ended up turning to be, you know, total opposite.
No, like, yeah, you seem like you have a really good disposition. Like you're like still intact. Because fame fucks people up, man.
It does.
Turns some dudes into like straight up lesbians.
And then some dudes, some guys
do like
super cool, some don't. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's a point where you can bang so much, you almost start becoming a lesbian. You know? Because it's like the major polarity, male, female. That's why you got out at the right time.
I've seen guys do weird shit.
Because once you start, it's almost like it just starts merging.
Well, people in Thailand, they start doing, because it's not like fame there, but they start doing weird shit when they're there.
They just keep banging like to a point where like they can't sustain their polarity for the woman.
So and
I've seen that. I mean, I watch videos of me from before and my voice is a little higher and my jaw looks weaker. I'm like, that was from banging people I didn't love. You know, but when you're like, raising kids and shit, I have like a staff. I'm anti-Semitic, you know.
We're the anti-Semitic.
Like I couldn't grow a beard in LA. I was like 30 years old, and then I started growing a beard as soon as I was like not constantly surrounded by pleasure and shit, you know.
I think you're also probably leading a much healthier lifestyle.
Way
So,
healthier,
being
yeah.
on a farm, eating like clean food. I think that a lot of the stuff they're giving us is the reason why people have low testosterone. I really believe that. The processed foods, like all that shit.
I think they're
Testosterone's
jacking
way
up the
down.
blacks too with the certain type. I know it sounds crazy, but they clone Tyrone. Like I love having crossovers with the black conspiracy guys. I think they put shit in those inner city fast foods to get them like acting nuts.
Well, so my theory on it,
Always at fast food places when they're going crazy.
my theory is slightly different.
What's yours?
Mine is that they have naturally high testosterone, which leads to low impulse control and just natural risk taking. Like the more, and I know because I shoot tests. So the more testosterone that I shoot, the more I'm willing to just say, fuck it. And I think that's one of the reasons why they really want people to have low testosterone is because when you have low testosterone,
No competition.
well, and you're not going to fucking rebel.
Right.
Like, I'll say fucking. Like I did. I said fuck it. I thought they were going to kill me. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I went down the road, you know, like, but a low testosterone guy won't do that. And I can't take credit for that testosterone because I fucking shoot it in my leg. But either way,
You still have it.
It's fucking high. And when you have high testosterone, your decision-making process is definitely different.
Yeah, like when mine, because I'm like 46 now, when mine tweaked down a bit, I felt like peace a little. I'm like, my dick isn't yelling at me anymore. You know, I'm like, I can enjoy the breeze.
Yeah.
But that feeling that
A little more aggressive, more likely to do stuff.
pretty cool. I mean, yeah, but the bees take it to a level where I'm like, they're putting shit in that food.
Also,
'Cause low impulse control, like you see them at a-
home though. On top of it,
But it's like, and they're also the most vaxxed. I think the
Are they?
Jays are super,
weren't
like
they
they
really
have.
big against the vax, or that was just the COVID one? 'Cause they
Well,
were-
that's because they've been so vaxxed up by the Jays. Because I
don't
think
know,
they kind
man.
of complete each other. Like the Jays are all like cerebral, and the Bees are more like physical flow state. And
Yeah,
so
but
they
think about the cultural aspect of it. Like prison mentality is like, you got to fucking fight. You got to be a man. If you're a bitch, everybody's going to take advantage of you. I think living in the ghetto is like very similar to that. And a lot of those people end up going to prison and then get out and shape
honor
culture.
culture, yeah.
They're the OGs now. You know what I mean? They tell people what's up. And their culture is just very, like you fuck around, you're going to find out. You know,
Totally.
like you talk shit to somebody, you're going to get your ass beat. Or, you know, somebody steals something of yours. Even if the dude can beat your ass, you're going to fucking fight him. And they know that fight's coming. And if it doesn't come, they're just going to continue to steal your fucking lunch because that's what you
Exactly.
find in prison. They steal your shit. You don't do anything. Everybody's stealing your shit.
But
So-
there's like rules too. I feel more comfortable in the ghetto around thugs than like a lot of Jays because I'm like,
There's certain-
don't disrespect them in front of their friends. Don't get in between them and their money. Don't owe them money. Like, and they don't care. But a Jay will be like, I changed the rules today, you know? And that's why I was like, the Middle East seems more reasonable. It's like, don't make fun of the Prophet Muhammad. Don't say fuck. Don't, you know,
Yeah, it's
versus
not that
like,
hard not to make
when
fun
I
of
was
it.
getting
don't
like,
be gay in public. They're not like hunting down gays out there.
Yeah, no, they're like,
There's
these are the
always
rules.
We need gay people in Israel.
yeah, and part of me is
That's why we
like,
support
good
them.
move,
Yeah.
man. I mean, they can be annoying.
yeah, everybody's like, they kill gays in Iran. I'm like, I don't think they do, but if they did,
I mean, are they doing public sodomy? I
oh my
mean,
I
God.
think they just want it so they don't publicly do it. That's why they pass these laws so you can't go and read books to kids. They don't like try to hunt gays down.
no, they're trying to keep it so that you have a shot of having a normal life. Like you're not bombarded with the shit.
Like gay dudes fucking in the street. I live in San Francisco and you grow numb to it. It becomes like the norm where you think it's normal. Then you leave and you're like, what the fuck?
yeah, and
is
it's
gay
super
pride,
damaging
gays
to
fucking?
kids too, because sodomy is all about dominance. Nobody, they're like Norm Macdonald's
Big
joke.
bunch of
Nobody's
assholes.
ever said, I want to make love to your ass. They're like, I got goats, man. They're just figuring out who gets to fuck all the female goats, and they fuck each, but it's not loving. They're like sodomizing each other.
Yeah, I think it's the children aspect of
Yeah,
it that
totally.
pisses me off. You know, like I honestly don't give a fuck. People are gay. I had gay assistants because just like they wouldn't harass the girls. You know, I had to be surrounded by fucking queers because everybody else would be like,
And
they
grab all
just
the
get
female
weird.
girls
You know,
out,
like
yeah.
either somebody had to be married or they had to be gay or they just couldn't hang out. It was like their head would explode. Like there's all these naked girls running around. They're just so distracted. I couldn't have a conversation. No focus. Then they got weird. They creep out the girls. You know, they go off in the fucking corner and jerk off. It's like they just
That's hilarious.
handle themselves, you know? And so all my assistants had to be gay. So I've been around, I could give a fuck. It's just when
It's
you
the kid
push it
thing.
on, it's the kid thing, and then it's also when you just like constantly inundate me with this shit. Like I didn't even mind being around it all the time. It's just like in the movies it's so over the top. Like when you have a drag queen reading to little kids in school, it's just like it's so unnecessary. It almost feels like performative. It's like they're just putting it in your face unnecessarily, which all the gays that I've hung out with didn't do that in real life. You know what I mean? It's not like they're like making out in front of you and grabbing each other's balls and shit.
Exactly.
Like they're just,
They don't
you know,
want
they
that.
go, they go off, do their fucking thing, whatever. But like,
They just wear capri pants and chill out. Like, no, I'm the same as you.
but like on the TV, it's different.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just in your face and it's disproportionate too. It's like just massively disproportionate. It's always in there. And the problem is with the kids, because kids are, you know, they're moldable, dude. You know, like when I was a teenager, I'd just, you know, I'd listen to what was cool. You know, I'd want to wear clothes that other people thought was cool. Like you care about like fitting in or whatever. And so if you are put in a special category and given a special treatment, and you can kind of tell your parents, fuck you, if you're gay, and your school will stick up for you, you know, like you're creating an environment where people that aren't gay are going to do it to be a part of a
I
society.
think there's a lot of closet straight guys. I think Tim Dillon is straight.
You think so?
Dude, he's too funny.
He seems lit, but he's hilarious.
He's like, yeah, I'm a gay dude. I'm like, I don't think so.
It'd be funny if that was
You're too fat, you're too messy, and you're too funny. Yeah.
There's not very many funny people right now, but Tim Dillon's actually funny.
Yeah, dude, and I'm with you. I never cared about it, the gay shit until it was like, and like when I had kids is when I woke up because I became the protector. I'm like, you're not putting this in their head. So if someone wants to just be effeminate and like, they never got married and they love Broadway. Like, that's fine. But, like, don't get into the details of the sodomy because it's going to weaken my kids. It's all about population control.
Well, my daughter's school, they were treated the gay and trans kids better. It was like actively being pushed.
That's what I'm saying. There's
so
encouragement on top of it.
Exactly.
And special privileges and whatever.
Yeah, they got special privileges.
The big piece of it, though, is the trans shit. Because
you can wash the goth shit off. You can't get your dick back.
Exactly. When they do the chemical castration.
That's what made me do the line in the sand. It was trans kids. I was like, no. And then I went to everything. I'm like, I felt like I was in a nightmare.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't reverse that, and you're fucking with kids that want to please their dad.
Well, and you give them the hormones to reinforce what they're already kind of like thinking, right? Like, let's say a kid is questioning whether or not he's a woman, you pump him full of estrogen, he is going to start thinking like a woman.
Totally.
And now it's reinforcing it. And they've shown that a lot of these people that transition, a lot of times go backwards. Like, who was that Navy SEAL guy? He transitioned and then fucking went back, and now he's like this big advocate against trans.
The Navy or military guy went in and fought like a woman, and it was his jacket.
No.
I think it's something different.
This was a Navy SEAL that transitioned like a stud Navy SEAL. I think so.
That's
like
crazy.
hormones, the whole fucking thing, and then changed his mind. And then is like, fuck.
He's like, fuck.
Went out and like started giving speeches like warning people about this.
I did a bit about that, about how caterpillars are great. And if you go to butterfly and you flap around, like you can't go back to caterpillar. Like,
well, the thing with the kid,
you went in that cocoon and you did some unspeakable acts. The caterpillars are great. Like the butterfly, they just get their wings ripped off by autistic kids, you know?
they don't live very long.
No,
but with kids, my daughter pretended like she was lying for a week. Can you imagine?
Oh, dude,
like,
totally.
oh,
I can
raise
convince
her
my
some
kids
lying
anything. They're like innocent. That's why I'm like, I don't know what I deserve. I was a little nihilistic. I'm like, but as soon as I had kids, I'm like, dude, that kid.
3 weeks. I'm a lion.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my daughter's a lion now, apparently.
Yeah, they got the whole furry thing. I mean, yeah.
What is a woman? It's like,
do that with
they might have done that to me. I like love playing classical piano. They probably would have been like, chop your dick off.
For sure. Man, the woman's body is an opera.
I was in an opera at 9. Right? But then I got testosterone. But when I was before puberty, I was like, I want to sing opera with my dad.
You'd be a 6'10" woman?
Yeah, then I became 6'8", and I'm like, I want to hit dudes. But it was, before puberty, you don't know what you just kind of do what your dad does. And I'm like, I want to sing opera. They would have chopped my dick right off.
Never had a chance.
Dude, and that would suck so bad to not have it be like that would be.
I would just shoot myself.
You know, it's funny.
It would be so awful to not.
I thought about that. There was a point in my life when I actually wondered whether or not my life would be better if I chopped my dick off, because I had such a crippling sex addiction.
A very unique situation.
I know. I'm not encouraging people this. I'm just saying.
You were just drowning.
There was one point in my life when I'm like, God, I'd be so much more productive. I wouldn't be a slave. Like I could just. I would just never hang out with any of these fucking idiots. Like I would just go fucking do shit that I wanted to do. You know, I'm like, fuck, like I really did wonder, like if my life, because, you know, but then I was always like, well, you know, I'm going to meet the fucking right one. She's the one kid, like, by the way, I'm not going anymore.
This is first world problem.
This thing is so fun.
Like, pussy, what can I do?
Yeah. And your dick is like super honest, you know, it's like, boom, it's like, it's never hiding, you know, like the clitoris has like a hood, it's kind of shady. The dick's like, here I am.
Drives you to do some stupid shit.
Totally.
But you know, like the instant you finish, like, man, we know instantly. You have that moment of realization where you're just like, well, I don't like this girl.
Everything's clear. Exactly.
Posting that clarity, they say.
Posting that clarity.
Instant clarity, but it's real.
Yeah, you know, you got a problem is right after post nut, if you're like, I'm going to keep watching pornos. like, that's a problem. That's like fast food. It's like after you eat a fast food meal, you should feel disgusted. Like you shouldn't be like, I just want to sit in McDonald's all day and smell it.
That's why I so rarely eat fast food. I feel just sick.
I haven't in
Denny's or
15 years. Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize they're just getting themselves sick. We all eat good, so we don't like, but when you eat bad food, you feel sick probably, right?
Yeah, when you're kind of like, look at it like a well-oiled machine. It's kind of like you could put whatever in a Datsun. But if you got like a Ferrari that's on the track and it's tuned and you throw some fucking 87 octane in there, the thing's going to start clanking and fucking, you know.
No, it makes a difference. Like my diet's not great right now, but I was training for fights. Obviously, I'm eating good. And people just eat whatever.
Dude, Cowboy had one of the worst diets.
There's exceptions.
My brother does.
There's
Like,
fighters that eat terrible and still, so you can still eat badass. But I think we had a long career too. He fought like all the time.
It was that one running back who just eats like Skittles and shit. Who was that guy?
Marshall Lynch.
Yeah, he's like, I just eat
I'm actually
Skittles.
friends with that guy. It's funny.
He has like fist abs. He's like, Skittles.
Well, there's one of them that,
Ghetto, he brought me to Oakland in the hood. I'm like, bro, keep me the fuck out of here.
That's awesome.
was it Herschel Walker that ate one meal a day? Or there was some like super stud athlete where he ate one meal a day, and Floyd Mayweather, he was another guy that like fucking guy trained for 4.5 hours straight, which is not like scientifically the correct way, but he would have a Coke in the middle of it. He'd have McDonald's afterwards. Like the guy had one of the worst diets of anybody I'd ever seen.
So hard though. His
Just burned it all off. Didn't matter.
My brother's a tree guy, so like he's literally like, I eat hot dogs, bro, because I like pitch my shit to him and he like won't hear it. Because he's like climbing 200-foot fucking trees every day. His testosterone is jacked.
What shows there can be exceptions.
And I got a
Eat
belly,
shit
I got
diets
4
and
kids.
stuff.
I'm like, it's organic cream. You know, it's like I'm healthy, but like my calories. Yeah, I used to be like ripped, and now I'm like, oh, like I understand the dad bod thing, even though it's no excuse. But I'm like, dude, 4 birthdays. I'm on a farm. I'm like, it's organic. My wife just cooks all day long.
Maybe they tried selling the girls prefer dad boss. I've had both dad boss.
Nah, they like it.
The girls prefer the rip. Now,
I will not lie to myself.
You still can get girls with a dad bod, but if a preference, like, come on.
I think they care about lean. I don't think they care about like
you're
big,
true. Not like
big
body.
muscular.
They want you healthy. It's like they don't want you to have a fat face too.
Yeah.
It's like if you have one of those allegations faces, like that Randy Fine guy.
Randy Fine.
Like
Randy Fine.
his face has his face. I'd be like, oh, that. If I was casting a movie, that guy's a sexual offender. Well, allegedly. Dude, I loved when you were like, but he's fat and a Jew. Like when that TMZ thing, like they thought their mommies were gonna come out.
Oh, they thought they had me.
You
They were
called
like,
him a fat Jew, and you're just like, yeah, he's like an obese Jew.
And they said the N-word, and you're like, nigger, and they just freaked out.
Well, and I loved how you handled that. You're like, dude, I'm not calling dudes that, but we're not gonna act like children.
you're like, what is this N-word shit?
Like necrophilia?
Well, because think about it. You don't say the S word for spick. You don't use any of these things. And the fact that he tried to compare that to saying Jew, and then when I did say and he bleeped it out, it proved my fucking point, right? And then the fact that like I said that, and he's like, but you just use it. I'm like, no, I didn't use it.
What is using?
We're having a conversation. I didn't call your partner that, right?
Yeah.
We're having a conversation. You said the N-word. I clarified because there is 2 different types of N-word, right? There's the offensive kind, there's non-offensive. So let's be
it's
fucking
just a
adults.
word. Yeah, it's like a
let's
gun.
be adults. We can fucking speak about this.
Exactly.
But what they did is, see, did this on purpose.
Yeah.
They made that word unspeakable because what that did is it further solidified that victim category that they, not because they give a fuck about blacks.
It's to keep them fucked.
Because they also, because they also wanted to weasel into a victim category themselves. So if they made this nice little nest for the blacks, they could also have their own, and so they use them to like create this fucking thing, this narrative of like, you can't assault these people, you can't do this, you can't do that, they can fucking, commit crimes, you can't say anything, this whole thing. And then they slithered in themselves based on this fucking nonsensical Holocaust narrative, right? And that's what they fucking did. They created this victim.
It's all wizard shit.
They taught,
it is.
They taught blacks to be victims.
And then they reinforced it with the left of like, oh, you can't even talk unless you're in a victim category. You don't even have a voice if you're not in a victim category.
Yeah, it's how they eliminate competition. Like Idaho blacks, there's a couple blacks in Idaho. They're like the most base guys.
Yeah.
They're like, Adolf Hitler had an economic plan. Like they like hate niggas. They're like, because that word can isolate behavior from a race, and the Jews wanted it all to be skin color. Like 13% commits 50%, and you have these blacks trying to not do that. And it's like, blacks are like, kind of like whites and white trash, and Jew is the insult and the word. I used to do a bit that it's in your eyebrows, like Jew. And they did it so they can assume your intention. It's like the trickiest little fucking move.
You called him a fat Jew.
You called him a fat Jew. It's like, yeah, he's a fat Jew. Like literally, it's a Jew. Like, what do you want me to call him?
He's literally the worst person in office, I think.
Dude, he was like sneaking and tricking. Did you see that one where he was little sneaking with his little hand?
Voting for other people?
Yeah. It was, he was eating cookies. He was like, it's like snacking.
He just slithered into the other thing.
He was cheating.
Yeah.
He was literally like voting.
You.
He kind of like looked around too.
Dude, he knows what he's
how
doing.
Are you not arrested for that? I guess because it's Israel.
Yeah, because he's serving the fiat Ponzi.
It's like highly illegal.
100%.
Yeah, he's serving the fiat system that's like way past its due. It's popping. And so that's why the system's protecting these Jays, because they're going to fucking take the heat for everything. And I tell my like decent Jay friends, I'm like, you guys are going to be lumped in unless you do some hard. I'm like, might almost be too late to do a hard separation.
But here's the thing, bro. There's 16 million of them. Where's all the good ones? Where's all the ones that are fucking talking about this shit? Where's the Bobby Fishers?
Right.
Because Bobby Fischer.
Well, they eat that more than anybody.
See, Bobby Fischer's cool in my book.
Totally.
He told it how 100% Jew.
Or
no
manual
problem.
laborers. Like any dude that works with their hands, but it's like almost none. They just make pornos and sell derivatives.
Even the ones I thought were good, like Dave Smith, Norm Finkelstein, Dave got weird over you.
Yeah,
Randy
yeah,
Fine.
exactly.
It's like the nature.
Finkelstein's bogged down.
Attack Candace, the person that platformed her, you know what I mean? And she's been a lot more like politically correct than I have, and he went and attacked her. So I don't know, man. It just seems like the more you pander to them, like the more they'll fuck you. Like look at Kanye. Like he bent the knee and they fucked him.
Look at Gage when he just says that.
Oh, that guy's such a clown.
Dude, it's like I was telling him, I'm like, they just lost respect. Like they don't want you to.
He has like zero respect.
Yeah. It's like
Dan was
now
so
nobody respects him.
Put him up, and then he like talks shit about you.
Dude, a fake apology means there's no more apology. Like no one can believe your apology. That's why I don't apologize if I'm not sorry.
Same.
Yeah, because then now my words don't mean anything. That's why like my wife stuck with me and all that, and people didn't understand it. I'm like, because she fucking believes what I say. Like when I say I'm sorry, and if I'm not, I'm not.
Your word is so important, and most people don't understand that now. It's so weird.
Yeah.
For the rare people that understand like word, if I say something, it has to mean.
Dude, it's worth so. There's no monetary figure for that. Like low trust societies are impoverished because of this fact.
I'll keep my word to people that can offer me nothing ever in the future. Like a janitor, if I give my word something, I'm going to do it, even if it's extremely inconvenient to me because I gave my word.
Janitor's got all the keys, bro.
I think that's a generational thing, man. I really do. Like I just feel like everybody in my generation gets that.
Not everybody.
Not everybody. Not everybody. What's that?
What's your generation?
I mean, I was born in 80.
He's probably.
Oh, we're the same age.
Yeah, I think always the same age.
So I can't use that as an excuse for not being jacked today. I'm like, I'm 46, man.
Fucking dude, testosterone.
Yeah, my buddy's on T. He's like, you gotta get on T. I'm like, I'm enjoying the peace.
You want the peace.
Although sometimes I'm like, yeah, it would be kind of cool to just fucking crush.
You would really go after the Jays.
Well, dude, it's like, I would just start chopping down trees and just chasing fucking elk through the wilderness.
Chasing your goats.
Yeah.
Establishing dominance.
Dude, I'm so into caffeine that I don't need another thing. Like if I don't drink caffeine, it's like a nails in my fucking brain.
I have to wake up and drink caffeine or I can't function.
I get a much better effect with stem cells. I do caffeine, but and when I do the stem cells, man, I'm telling you, it's like I fucking tweaked my back last week. I did it 2 days ago. Totally fucking fine.
You get them
Really?
to here, or what are you doing?
I do them IV. I mean, I do them intra-articular sometimes if I have an injury, and it just fucking heals.
Where do they
like that.
get stem cells? Is it like the...
So there's different types, and there's a fucking huge disparity in the quality. And most of the stuff in the US is dog shit. So be very wary if you're going to buy stuff here. But the real good ones are mostly outside the US. So what they do is they take like the day one, they oxygen deprive them, and then they replicate them. And as long as they don't do too many iterations, those are fucking super powerful. Because like our 45-year-old stem cells aren't nearly as powerful as like day one. So if you can get from a good donor that hasn't had like the COVID vax and whatever, and it's like really
Day
vetted,
one mean?
like umbilical cord.
Yeah, I cut my kids' umbilical cord, but I felt like I'm like, is this cannibalism if I eat this?
No. Well, you don't, I don't know. I wouldn't eat it. But like you can harvest those stem cells. You can replicate those stem cells. And now you're getting your own day one.
No, I have them
That's like,
frozen. I have them all in the freezer.
bro, that's
Dude, my area does
lot.
this shit all the time, where they're just like a lot of home birds, and they all keep their umbilical
Don't
cords.
eat it or do anything
I'm not
crazy.
eating it.
Some guys fry it up.
Yeah.
Save
Neighbors
that.
that do that.
I'm telling you right now, that thing is going to be worth like fucking diamonds, gold, whatever. It'll be the most valuable thing in the world because those will be your day one cells. And they'll also be able to like grow shit from there. Like you could probably grow a liver in the future from those cells. So that's like,
I wonder if a dude can grow his dick back after making a mistake.
they could definitely grow, they can grow like a full chicken, bro.
Really?
Yeah. So like the day is going to come where they will grow your exact liver and replace it with a brand fucking new liver.
Wow.
Yeah. That I don't think that day is far off.
Yeah, my friends own a big clinic in Mexico, one of the biggest stem cell ones.
I know somebody that just got fucked up in Mexico, so I'm a little
Hopefully not there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did some in TJ a while back, and they were hit and miss. Some were good, some were whatever.
Colombia, people like to.
Colombia was pretty good, bioaccelerated. They do six iterations out though, and you really don't want to go past 2. Most places do 6 because it's a lot cheaper.
What does that mean? I don't even know.
When they replicate them out, so like let's say you start with 100 million cells, you can make that into, however many million cells, and that's the first iteration. And the second iteration is when you replicate those cells, then
so they can
That's like a VHS
very
thing.
interesting.
yeah, like once you get
difference.
far out, right? Like it's
So they're not all the same at all.
No. But like if you don't do that, you're going to have to keep vetting like really good donors every time. So you're better to like find a good donor, replicate them. Well, also when you oxygen deprive them, you make them stronger too. So when there's a thing in the replication process where you actually make them like better.
Interesting.
So
I think there's a quality to looking at this.
yeah. And dude, I'm telling you, like,
Is that his name? Like,
well,
fucking freeze.
he's the frozen guy. Yeah.
You pull the oxygen, it just gets fucking. Is it umbilical cords? Like, so you just get an umbilical? Like, there must be a ton of those. Do they just throw those away?
Those placentas, cord blood, yeah. I mean, it's not expensive for them to get the actual stuff, but it's the harvesting, and they have to like have like a certain clean room, and then like grow them, and so it's a process. But yeah, the actual placenta or the cord blood, it doesn't cost them much.
Do elk balls really jack people up or no? Because I got a buddy who swears by it.
I don't know.
I had a company trying to sponsor me with that, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's right, but it just seemed like it might be like
After seeing how the Liver King turned out, I'm not fucking with it. Because I remember that guy was eating balls.
He was eating balls?
He was.
Didn't he like challenge Joe Rogan to a fight?
Dude, he went crazy. I saw some like 15-minute like manic episode of like him in the hotel room, like he had to like shit, and then he came out, and then he had like an axe, and then he got arrested. It was like this whole fucking thing. His wife is there. It was very strange.
Yeah.
That dude really went to. He like way maxed it.
He really wanted to fuck up Joe Rogan.
And you
It's-
think it's
he's
when it
one
was
of the podcast.
revealed that he wasn't like just eating fucking food made that, and then the embarrassment made him.
How
viral?
dumb was anyone to believe that though?
Well,
If you think that
the
guy was natural, you're an idiot.
the guy that blew the fucking lid off it was the no plates or more plates, more dates or whatever the fucking more plates, more dates. This guy Derek, good dude. I did a podcast with him like 3 or 4 years ago.
I've heard that no place, no date. Can't think of who it is.
So he got an email that had the blood work in there, or like an email that he was sending to a doctor or whatever, saying what he was on, and it was like some like
It was
crazy
an
stat.
insane amount of GH, right? Like
Crazy amount of GH. That was the and he claimed it was because like his body didn't respond to like low dose of GH, whatever it was. But like he claimed he was natural and he was on like a ton of
I
shit.
think he was like 30, 40 times when someone.
Dan Rogan called it out immediately. He was like, dude, that guy's fucking yacked out of his mind.
It was pretty obvious.
obvious.
He's like beat red.
I've been on sports my whole life. It was obvious to me with 100% certain they could have said that guy was on.
Are there black dudes that can be like that just from
Quite like
liver?
that, I don't think. They can get more jacked, but not like as jacked as him. He was like a level of jack that you can't get without drugs.
He was crazy jacked.
I mean, right when you agree, even the top, there's like no.
Oh, you don't naturally look,
legit,
bro.
yeah.
Like you have to also factor in his height. Like
How tall is he?
Arnold, he was like 5'7" or 5'8". You know what I mean? Like, like so you look at Arnold, and Arnold was like a specimen of the time, and he's 6 foot, and he's juiced to the gills, admittedly, on everything. The best bodybuilder in the world at the time, using tons of steroids, he was only like 240, 230. You know what I mean? Like, so you chop off like 3 or 4 inches, you know, it's like, and he's juiced to the gills. That's what I'm saying. Like when this whole, like the Mike O'Hearn thing, like, and I actually like Mike, I've talked to him. But there's no fucking way this guy's that. Bro, he's like 55 years old and he looks like he could step on the stage of a fucking Olympia.
Lie. Just
And age does shift things quick. Like in my 30s.
He's gotten better though, dude. Like he's
that's
more
nuts.
jacked at
That's
55
nuts.
than he was at
It's like
30.
you know when someone, not always, but a lot of times you can just know for sure. There's some people you can't tell because there's a genetic thing, lifting, but there's some people that are just clearly juicing.
Yeah.
Like in fighting, you could tell, like just the body, like, oh, that guy got on juice. You can just tell.
You can't always tell people that are on because, like, I mean, I'm shooting testosterone. I look pretty normal, you know? And there's guys.
Very strong beard.
I've always had that. I think that's the Armenian. But there's guys that'll be doing steroids that kind of look like fucking shit.
Really?
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like the
I'm
only
actually,
chick that doesn't get clicks. You're like, dude, I'm fat and I do.
Bloated.
bro, when
Really?
I remember in college, there was a guy in my fraternity and he was like talking about being on steroids and this girl didn't believe that he was.
He looks so shitty.
I was like, that has to be the most insulting thing ever.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she's like, no, you don't. You don't look like you take
You're a
steroids.
fat fuck.
It's like Dianabol, I think it is. Like,
It's like Randy Fines on juice.
They find
Yeah.
It's just this fat fuck.
But there's guys that like can't get to it, the level that they're at unless they're taking.
No,
fucking
exactly. I'll
tests.
look like shit on it, but there's certain people that you can't possibly get there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can look pretty fucking good naturally. Like, dude, there was like some black kids in my high school that could fucking bench press 225 that didn't even hit the weight room and were like eating chicken wings and shit, you know? Like, there's definitely a genetic factor, and genetics are huge.
I just thought of the guy
Little
that's
selective
fighting.
breeding goes a long way. Ugh.
What's the guy's name that's fighting Paul Miller? Where he's like lifting a good amount of weight, but he's just that jacked.
The G.
The
The G.
There's a Jack.
This, you know Paul Miller, that guy? He's a little racist, but he's my friend, a Gypsy Crusader.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a kickboxing fight with this.
Paul is going to fuck this dude up.
This guy's the most delusional psycho. We'll show you after this. He is. I watched so many videos when I went home the other night when I came by.
Yes.
And then the other guy looks just like him. He started getting in front of my feet.
There's these
two
two,
you can tell
two idiots. One of them's Muslim and one's Jewish. And they're
got in a fight. What's the guy's
he's like, you're not going to speak to me the way you want to speak to me. And he's like, you can't speak to me the way you want to speak to me.
Oh, my God.
It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I'll show you after. They're like talking crap to each other, and then they get up, and as soon as everyone grabs them, then they start flinching, acting all tough.
Is there any tough J's? Like, is there J fighters?
No, I fought
Well,
the top one.
There's like a couple UFC guys.
Okay,
Like,
but no one great.
no, they've never been good. But to fight in the UFC, you have to be like
They're
relatively.
Like, you're on a ridiculous
There's
level.
only a couple that made to the UFC, and there's a huge skill range in the UFC. The top to the bottom is massive. Like being in the UFC is not like this.
But his question though, are there any tough Jews? I mean, just in order to get to that level, like you have to fucking.
You have to face reality, too. You can't
They
manipulate.
fight the world's toughest Israeli. Like at my retired, I would want like a month to train.
They'd be like, hey, anti-Semitism. Like, you can't, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you can't be like anti-Semite in the cage.
Yeah, that's why, like,
Ref, he hit me. He's an anti-Semite.
yeah. No, then after they get so spiteful, they get rid of your bank account. Like, that's what they do.
They sue you.
Yeah, they see it. They do. They seethe over it. They're like, I'm going to make him pay.
That's why I wouldn't fight at gym, one of these like gym fights, because they would sue you.
They would. Fact.
I could see them doing that.
You had a couple of You had a couple of fights in the gym. What were?
I've had a few.
I saw one I saw one clip.
The one that went the most viral was this guy, Mike Jackson. We agreed to fight on site, like Nick did to Sneeko. So then I walked into the UFCPI. He was this racist black guy, but I think he grew up rich area, and I seen him. And he was in his prime fighting the same weight class as me. Now, he was a terrible UFC fighter, but still.
Oh, he was in your weight class?
Yeah, in the UFC. Now, a regular person I would never fight, but because I look at him as my peer in the UFC, so I seen him at the gym, I walked up there, I see him, I go, oh, hell yeah, it's on in sight. I'm like, you want to go in the cage or fight out here? And he goes, no, man, let's do it like in Houston. Start speaking, I'll get it. I'm like, no, we're going right now. I start walking towards him. He starts running around the gym.
Really?
I know the UFC has this on footage.
That's so crazy.
I only have a small footage. Eventually I caught him. I threw him on the ground, mounted him, and just started slapping him. And he's crying.
How does he recover from that? I feel like that's...
He called the cops, pressed charges.
Dude, narcissism, they don't care. They're like, they just make up a thing in their head.
He goes online, like, what's he call himself? Like the cracker killer or something.
Really?
He's like, I take out these snow roaches. After I told him,
That's a funny one. No roaches. That's great.
He's like that.
No roaches. He's like fucking hilarious.
He's like just like that.
I feel like that's going to make its way into one of your bits.
Yeah, dude. I like glacier monkeys too, but like snow roaches.
I heard Moog cricket. That was a I think that's their get. I think that's their get back to it.
But then I threw him on the ground like a little bitch.
Oh yeah, a lot of those guys, they talk a lot of shit. I'd fight. The only guy in the world I'd fight is Nick Fuentes.
Yeah.
Because I need to know I won't get hurt at all. Like zero. Like I don't even want any chance. Like I play piano with my hands. I think.
Yeah.
And he's the one guy I know it's 100% no chance that I would even have a single.
You wouldn't
bruise.
even need to train. Yeah, you're good.
Well, he weighs 126 pounds.
Exactly.
Like I've always like proud of myself on fucking skinny girls. And I have fucked a lot of girls that weigh more than him, which is kind of crazy. You know, like that is truly victim weight at 126, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's the way like he has weak wrists. Like you just know it's a piece of cake.
What happened with Sneeko? I thought you said you were going to gas him up to do that.
I didn't see him after that because he called out. He goes on site, but he wants his fans to attack him. If someone calls you out fighting on site, like you,
dude, Fuentes does that shit. Like he said that I attacked his family. That's one reason why I'm like, this guy's a fucking liar. And I don't even think he has fans.
But I could,
dude, if I said someone's attacking my family, there'd be like, that's a problem for that guy. Like nobody gives a shit what this guy says.
No, and like. I think Sneeko should beat his ass. I can never beat his ass.
I agree.
On site, like Sneeko's like not like known as a tough guy. He should beat his ass. If you call out on site, there has to be consequences.
He's not allowed to get a mace can though. Little Nichols has his mace can that he uses with the.
Bro, use that on a woman. That was kind of crazy.
It's kind of funny.
It was funny like, and gay.
It was like super gay. Like, dude, can you imagine answering your door and it's like some fucking like woman and you fucking mace the woman? It's like that just seems crazy.
That's why it's funny.
No, he's like bitchy gay guy funny. Yeah. But it's like. I just really don't like him at all. But if he was just like a peripheral gay guy, sometimes he can be funny.
No, he can be funny. I'm not going to.
Well, I even told you that. I said, back in the day when we were kind of like, you think he's a I'm like, look, I don't know, maybe, probably, but I don't even care. Like,
we to let it get.
Well, because in the beginning, he was like saying the right shit. Like he was actually like putting out good information. And I don't know when he like. This is the whole thing with like him and Candace. Candace never had like a really legitimate gripe about him. Like if she had fucking gone crazy when he like did the Epstein shit, when he did the Charlie Kirk shit, like all the weird thing is like all the stuff that they had was just kind of like catty bullshit. And then when he did the egregious stuff, like the Charlie Kirk, the Epstein, like she was quiet. She didn't say anything. It's like, you're going to go fucking nuts about this guy and say that like he turned on January 6th. After January 6th, I feel like that he had like a lot of good takes, but there was like a pivotal moment when he shifted.
Activated.
Yeah, like seriously.
No, January 6th, the whole time I'm like, that's a honeypot. Nobody go to that.
Weird. I never wanted
and he has
to
a fucking
bullhorn, yeah.
He's like, take back our country with blood, like shit where I'm like, you're going to jail for that.
Schroeder did time in jail for that.
And then he like talked shit about me saying that I wanted to fucking kill Israelis. And it's like, dude, I can't think of a thing I would rather do than go to war with Israel and kill fucking Israelis.
It's like Ben Shapiro of all people. Like Dan's going to sit like.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then Lucas Gage goes, yeah, I can vouch for the story. And then Who else? Guy Adam Green. Then I realized those three guys were always pushing the exact same talking points. They're the ones that all coined low IQ anti-Semitism. They all were adamant that it wasn't Charlie Kirk. There's 3 or 4 more other things. Oh, they all were defending the Federal Reserve Bank.
Well, when they started defending the Fed, I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
Like they're fans of the Fed. They have like a poster of the fucking chairman of the Fed. They're like, I'm a Greenspan guy.
Yeah, Paul Warburg was a great American.
Well, 5 out of the last 8 Fed chairs were all, so that's like clearly a fucking, it was a private bank set up by fucking Warburg. Like that's clearly a fucking Jewish version of our country. Like the fact that our dollars says Federal Reserve note and it used to say US note and they could just print these fucking things in infinity and then tell us the interest rate. Like that's crazy.
Abracadabra.
Like what the fuck are we talking about?
Just speak it into existence. It's like this same as trans. It's like trans gold.
Well, it's like alchemy. They print money out of thin air. And
but it's all belief based. That's why right now that people are like, oh, wait a minute, why is this the piece of paper? And that's game over because it has to be belief because they don't do anything. Everyone else does everything.
Yep.
So as soon as you don't believe it, it's like they're just like, eh.
Well, if you look at like the quality of life of the average person, 50 years ago, in the 70s, even the 50s, whatever, like the quality of life was way better than it is today. Like the average person is fucking massively in debt right now. And like we've had all this technological innovation. Like that should tell you that there is a small group of people sucking all the money out of our country without providing value. Because for us to have all this technological innovation and everybody to not be having a better quality of life tells you everything you need to know. Like this phone, if you had this fucking 20 years ago, you would rule the world. You know what I mean? We all have this now.
Yeah, we have to rent a business space to have now you're just like, I just made a business.
Yeah, like you had to write somebody's number down. Like you had to go ask for directions and write it down. And it's like, okay, half a mile up the road, take a right. You know what I mean? It was like, we were extremely inefficient back then.
Dude, in my cancellation journey, I went back to the post office because I got kicked off so much shit. I have thousands of people handwrite letters. It's way slower, but way more
makes you
spirit
put effort into it.
Dude, people make me stuff. They'll send me a silver coin.
It's cool when fans appreciate. You brought me something he would love, a Nazi coin.
Oh yeah.
such a great gift.
Dude, one thing
how'd you get that thing? It was like
someone sent it. People send me shit all the time. They're just like, and that's why I have a meaningful relationship with my listeners. But it wouldn't have happened unless I was kicked out of shit because I couldn't talk to them online anymore.
So
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I've had 70 Instagrams deleted.
Wow.
I even tried doing Owen's offended wife, where I just kept tweeting things like, I can't believe Owen just said, and then I just say the thing. And they're like, we know about loopholes.
Can't believe Owen just said, what a piece of shit. In the age of doxing, hacks, and blackmail, everyone knows how important online privacy has become. You can protect your privacy online with a VPN. But did you know that the most popular VPNs have been acquired by Israeli companies with direct ties to the IDF? Get real privacy you can trust with VP.net, an independent American VPN that won't route your traffic through Israel. Go to VP.net/fightback to receive a discount, or you can use promo code FIGHTBACK. This will help support my free speech podcast. Hey guys, I want to introduce you to one of our sponsors, Antelope Hill Publishing. Antelope Hill publishes books such as Culture of Critique by Dr. Kevin McDonald, who's someone I've interviewed on my show. He talks about the evolutionary strategy of the chosen people. So go to antelopehillpublishing.com and use promo code FIGHTBACK to support the podcast and get a discount. That's antelopehillpublishing.com and promo code FIGHTBACK.
So when did they give you your X account back? Was that Elon that did that?
Elon did that, yeah. Yeah, I have mixed feelings because it's like
I do too, man.
Starlink's awesome.
I know.
Dude, Starlink is changed the game for rural shit.
Bro, his buying X was a fucking unequivocal game changer.
Do you think there was a chance that we're growing outside of it and they got worried?
I don't know, man. I've really actually spent a decent amount of time thinking about this because with him, I can come up with a whole list of things that I really like and a whole list of things I really don't. And it's very polarizing,
back and forth,
which is kind of an autistic trait.
Yeah.
But dude, I don't know, man. To me, I feel like he changed. They clearly have something on him where they can control him. And there's no way they would let him get to that level of wealth without having control on him. And I know the guy does drugs and fucks chicks and, does probably crazy shit or whatever. And he's running these like public companies that are getting government contracts and all this stuff. And he really wants, he says this like, you know, gay dream of going into space, which I don't know what the fuck. It's like we have the best planet here ever.
Exactly.
It's like undeveloped
space.
Well, terraform Mars. I'm like, how about Greenland? Like, like there's tons of land that you're not even trying where there's already oxygen.
Like even Antarctica, you know what I mean? Like these places are like actually habitable. Like Mars is not a habitable, so you have to like make it habitable. You have to spend all these years to get there. Like, I don't know. The whole thing just seems fucking crazy to me.
If I saw autistic paperwork, like full blown, I'd give him a lot of leeway. Like if he was full blown spectrum.
Well, he made a comment about Israel, and that's when he changed. Remember?
He went after Bob Iger and said, if you want to blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself. When he was like, you know, because he basically, there was one tweet that he did where it was like, somebody tweeted something about like Jews are they are predominantly the messengers of anti-white hate. And he said, this is the actual truth or something. It was like something like pretty aggressive. And it was like, there were some news articles about it or whatever. And then they started pulling the sponsors and he told Bob Iger to go fuck himself. And he like took this stand. They marched him over to Israel. And then all of a sudden he was like with Netanyahu and this whole fucking thing. And Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro took him. Could you imagine having to go British Man of the World and you have to go on a tour with Ben Shapiro?
But I'm just telling you that there was a pivotal point there where like he went from the, you know, go fuck yourself guy.
Right when I saw it. That's right when I saw the change.
Yeah.
He seemed like
They
a
also
different
can
person
control
after
someone's world. I think they do that with Trump, where they almost, I wonder if they have like different TV programming for these
I think
guys.
for Trump, that's what they do. I think
Where they like create like a
he has
cooking
these
show.
people around him that kind of manufacture this world, and he's surrounded by the worst people. Laura Loomer's like texting him, being like, Trump, Tucker said bad things about you. And he's got Mark Levin calling him, and Ben Shapiro.
Do you remember when CNN said he had a 99% approval rating?
In Israel.
And he kept repeating it. Like, he goes like, 99%.
Because he's so narcissistic. I'm like, how can he go against people liking him unless there's like a complete control apparatus?
It's crazy like how much he wants to be liked by people that hate him.
I know, because the devil hates their servants the most.
It's weird, man. I think that he, first of all, I think he's an extreme fucking delusional narcissist. But I also think that he has this like serious bubble effect where like everybody in his orbit and surrounding him are like super philo-Semite fucking, you know, like this, you know, elite, you know, this and that, like we're part of the club. And so I think he's bought into that whole thing. And I think he might have converted to Judaism. That's what, I mean, a lot of people said. And the guy, you know, what was it? Mark Levin said he's the first president. He's like, yep, I am, or whatever. Maybe he was kidding. I don't know. But that whole thing seems very weird. And like I said, look at the people that he's surrounded with, the Jared Kushners, you know, people in his orbit. And I think that it's kind of like when Mandani was like, I'm not going to Israel. And all those people had been in that political orbit of like, oh my God, you hear what this fucking idiot said? He's got no chance. He's not going to be elected. He won't even go to Israel. And they all, like everybody around.
Totally delusional.
Totally backfired. But everybody around him was so sure that he had just cooked his candidacy. Remember that moment?
That's the problem with lying. It's like you start believing it. It's like, imagine if you don't feel pain and your fucking hands on fire.
Well, there's the confirmation bias too, you know, where I think these people, like I said, man, they get in these echo chambers, and also the social media algorithms are designed to like feed you this sort of stuff. And so you get in these cycles of echo chambers, and I don't know, you know, I think that could potentially be one of the reasons why he's so disconnected.
And they traumatize that dude. Like a lot of people forget that the elite billionaires, like it still sucks to be paraded through court and lawsuits and all this shit.
It's true.
And dude, when you traumatize people and then you give them like a paternal figure, or here's some help.
So what made that go away?
Right.
Was that deal that made with him? Remember he had this lawsuit after lawsuit.
It's like 36 convictions.
Yeah, then it all just disappeared.
Yeah, they were just like hammering, and then just...
They put him in there because they knew they had full control over him.
You could see like a few...
That's since like he's gotten dead at Atlantic City.
Yeah. I think they've had control of him for a long time, you know. But I will say his presidency in 16 was definitely different than the 20.
And I'm such a sucker for funny people that I'm just like he'll still be funny sometimes.
That's
I'm
funny,
like,
though. Wouldn't you say? I don't think he's been near as funny anymore.
He
It's
had
kinda
one
like
the other day. He
feeding.
had one with the Japanese where he was like making fun of like Hiroshima, and it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and maybe I've watched less of him, but you think he's hilarious.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not as funny as he once was. Like most of the time, he's not as funny.
He's kind of like angry and a little defeated now.
Yeah, victim-y shit it gets tedious.
And he pushed back a little bit like a couple of days ago in Israel, and they just all lost their mind on him. Like it's not enough. They're all the
yeah, that was great.
Kind of you could never do enough. He spent 2 years being a slave to them.
Buddy, I tell you what, you couldn't fucking pay me to switch places with that fucking guy.
No, dude.
I mean, you imagine like all these people hate you. The people that you're fucking helping now resent you. I mean, it's just like
it's like everyone has a knife around you all the time.
It's crazy to watch him. Like he spent the entire presidency working for the Jews, and now they all just hate him.
Dude, they hate themselves. They can't love. They don't love anything.
They never reward your loyalty with anything other than a fucking knife in the back.
And if you turn on them, I think we're talking earlier, that's who they'll kill their own as soon as
kill their own more than anybody else.
If you turn on them after you've been part of the club, once you sign a deal with the devil, he can pluck you anytime he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I think you have a level of protection when you're like doing the right thing. That's why I think I'm still fucking around. Because I said fuck you to them, and I was like, for sure they're gonna fucking smoke my ass.
No, they go internal. It's like if you're in the mob, that's when they go at you.
Like JFK, I was told he kind of like had a deal with the mob to get
elected. Yeah.
Earlier we were really talking about this, and I go, oh, JFK wasn't. And he's like, well, maybe. I'm like, okay, maybe you're right, actually.
Yeah, because his brother then started going at the mob, and the mob, a lot of them were Jays. And so it's like, and he also was like gonna start bringing silver back, and they're like, bitch, we own you. Like we got you elected.
He got out of line. Charlie Kirk was like arguing with Trump and Iran, all that.
But he had taken so much money, and he was made by them, so they felt like they owned him.
The funny thing is, Charlie Kirk, the one thing he could have done to save himself was just be like, literally tweet fuck Israel.
Yeah.
Saved him. Like that alone, they couldn't have killed him.
To, like control the narrative.
Yep. So they couldn't have killed him. They couldn't have killed him.
Truth will set you free. It's 100%. Like the more honest you are, the better.
Yep. His fear killed him.
Totally. You can't
either that or he wasn't going to turn anyways, and then whatever. But
before he got killed, they thought Israel was going to kill him. Because Harrison Smith told me that in a podcast 2 weeks before. At the time, I thought he was just being an idiot, but he's like, Charlie.
Candace Owens was talking about that too.
So that for sure was real.
Yeah, and he could have been because he couldn't control the youth anymore, and because they get pissed.
That's exactly what I fucking said to him. Is I think the reason he was turning was not moral obligation. I think it's because he was losing his fucking arguments.
And the mob hates when you can't control your territory.
No, I think he was turning for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, they're like, get those kids in line, you fuck, And
well, the text messages aren't like, hey, Israel's killing too many kids. I can't defend it. It was like, I'm losing money, losing the support.
I'm losing my arguments.
Exactly. That was his worry. He was turning.
Too many kids were turning, and they're like, "You're responsible for the kids. That's why we gave you the house and the prom queen."
Same thing with Piers, man. That's why he had to turn. It was not because of moral obligation. It wasn't because of information. It was none of that. It was because his audience is turning on him, and he knew no matter how much he fucking made his sponsors happy, if his audience turned on him, they'd throw him out like a fucking piece of lint.
And it is spiritual because, like, I was in Hollywood at CIA and all that, but I never was in that. Like, it was always from stand-up or I would organically build my own show or something. Like they never like gave me shit.
You were CIA?
Yeah.
They would never rent me. They would never.
Like maybe a lot of people they deliver for, but it seems like they overpromise for a lot of people and don't really do shit.
CIA comes through. CIA definitely comes through with some fucking real shit. I remember I went to like Michael Kivas' party one time.
Yeah, I was boys with Michael. He was my agent for a long time.
He was cool. I mean, I didn't know him very well. I mean, I didn't know I don't even know if he's Jewish or not, but he was always
super Jay.
Is he? Okay. Yeah, probably hates me now, but
he was not though. I mean,
he was cool to me at the time. I remember this is like a standout memory for me. I went to one of his parties and he had like these like peacocks walking around and some like random animals or whatever. I always like incorporated that in my shit later. Totally stole that from him. But there was like Kenny Powers was at his party.
That guy was funny.
He came up to me, dude. I was just like,
what the fuck?
I didn't even know how to react. So I tried to just like play it cool. I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I'm like afraid.
That's like so weird. First time like a celebrity comes.
Bro, I had no idea what to do with myself. I should have just been like, yeah, like huge fan of your shit, but like I thought that'd be weird.
Weird. No, you don't even respond to that. That shit was funny.
It was so
that's funny as hell. You probably would love that because if they respect you and you
for sure. I just didn't know. It was like I just
got a little thing.
Just gotten it. Like it was like a light switch turned on. It's not like
this guy shouldn't be coming up to me.
Yeah, I was just like I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be.
That guy was a dick.
I didn't want to be weird to him either. I know I was super nice, but I was like I didn't want to be. I didn't know if it'd be weird if I told him I was just.
It's like your Instagram gets me hard.
What shoe did you bring to Ye's house?
Oh my God, bro. So I didn't bring him to his house. So, oh fuck.
Yeah,
I didn't know, dude. I didn't know at the time any of this shit. I just thought like, oh, it's funny, like, you know, this fucking guy's talking shit about Jesus, whatever. I didn't know, right?
How like serious Jay was about like
Well, not even that. I didn't know like about the problem.
behaviors and
I didn't know. I fucking legitimately didn't know. I feel like an idiot now, but like at the time, I mean, the writing was on the fucking wall clearly, but like, no, my parents are fucking retards, dude. They didn't say anything about this. My like one crazy fucking uncle who was like the Nazi, you know, it's like it's like I've been saying this for 50 fucking years, you know. It's like, but he was always the crazy uncle, dude. Like, how are you supposed to say this guy's shit?
I'd be like, fuck this guy.
It's like the Nazis are good. Like, what are you talking about? Look at this nut guy, you know? But anyways, so yeah, I wanted to make a shoe with him. I thought that'd be cool because he had just gotten kicked out of fucking Adidas.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, dude, we got, you know, fucking like 100 some millions of fucking followers. We could be able to sell some motherfucking shoes. Let's say fuck you to them and do it. And he seemed like game for it.
He's like, and check out this. It's gonna help us.
Oh man, so it's like, this guy wanted to come and it's like said he'd like fund the whole deal and like all this shit and he just wanted to meet Kanye, I guess, and then ended up like not wanting to fucking fund it and whatever.
That's weird, wanting to meet the anti-Semite. See, it's so weird, the behavior like that.
I don't know, man.
Well, they like to control all sides.
That's a big
dude. I have a Jay friend that's actually honest, and his dad worked with his hands and stuff, and it's like, he said that. He goes, no, we just instinctively want to control both sides. And I'm like, that explains a lot.
They have to. They have to.
It's women. Women triangulate relationships in a community.
But if they don't control both sides, it's really obvious.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they are on both sides that makes you be like, yeah, but Ben Shapiro doesn't agree with Soros, you know, so it's like they're not on the same team, you know, it's like, but if they were all on the same team, it'd be super fucking glaringly obvious. So they have to sprinkle some over on the right while like the 70 or 80% of them push all this fucking bullshit from the left. And the funny thing is everybody on the right gets mad at the left like they just came up with this shit themselves. Like, no, you idiots got programmed by the fucking media to be fucking haywire, and now everybody on the right thinks you're nuts, and now you've been programmed to think everybody on the right's a Nazi and they're the fucking enemy, and now everybody hates each other and nobody's like focused on who's actually causing the problems. It's really pretty fucking simple.
It is. It's like, no, we just want to be in a labor union. They're trying to get me to chop my dick off.
Clearly, these are the crazy people. We got to get rid of the left.
Yeah, because I used to think that. I'm like, the left is about organized labor and the right is about lowering taxes. I'm like, it makes sense. And then it just became like, chop off your dick, kill a Palestinian kid.
That's what it's about now.
It got really crazy.
Really crazy. The trans thing, because I was considered myself liberal, I wasn't political, but like, it was the trans thing where I'm like, dude, I'm fucking like Genghis Khan now. I'm like, I'm like super right. Because the same with guns, like in cities, like my uncle's a huge hunter, hunts like lions and all that. So gun culture's in my family, but in cities, it's almost like being in a supermax. You're like, you don't want people to have a knife, but in the country, you like have to have a gun. Yeah, and the gun doesn't have agency. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, it was never really about any of that. It was just about like defense against tyranny. Because if you look at like, if all the Brits had guns right now, if all the people in fucking Ireland had guns right now, if the people in Australia had guns right now, like that place would be fucking anarchy. Like guns keep things civil. You know, it's kind of like this whole like nuclear threat thing. I think Iran would be better if fucking they had nukes. Like I think that would like stop the conversation, right? Like nobody's fucking with North Korea. You know,
dude, the whole nuke thing justifies every invasion. I don't even think nukes are real.
So I actually wanted to ask you about that, and we might have to edit this out if you don't provide a good explanation, because I don't want people to think that you're not credible. So I do want to hear your.
It's okay.
Your thing. So
I'm an anti-nukeite.
So no, but I do want to hear this because this is interesting. I actually talked to somebody about this, and like he doesn't think that the nukes are a thing, and I'm like, well, if nukes weren't a thing, I feel like Iran would just come out and be like, nukes aren't fucking real. Nobody you know what I mean? I feel like somebody would say it. The fact that like, if they weren't real, right, then everybody would have to be kind of like in on this lie.
We talked in the beginning about who owns the media that tells us what people are
saying. But you think they're you think they're coordinated with all of this country?
Like, we wouldn't.
They could be over-exaggerating.
Like Russia said we didn't go to the moon at the time. They're not going to
tell us. Did? They said that?
Like, there's like the head of the Russian space agency.
I didn't know that.
Are you fucking kidding me? Playing golf?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You're positive about that? So Russia said that we didn't go?
There was an article not that long ago about that too. Yeah.
Really?
And I
know people are now saying it, and like it's like I've heard like our side say it. I just didn't know at the time Russia was like, that's bullshit.
And my thing now is not to make claims, because that's usually when I get in a problem where I'm like, no, the moon's really a fucking, like, I don't know. But like, I did a podcast at Caltech with nuclear physicists, right? Like, I know nuclear physics well. My dad was a professor. Like, I know that world. Mm-hmm. And I know the game theory shit they do. And I know how physically hard what they're claiming is. And then when you look at Hiroshima and Nagasaki, this is why if someone wants to say I'm not credible, they can disagree with me. But what I'm about to say is a fucking strong argument. So the argument is that Hiroshima was nuked and then Japan surrendered, but really 1.5 million Russians invaded Manchuria the next day, and that's why they surrendered. The emperor had to save face. And if you look at the death rates and the land destroyed, it was not in the top 10, Nagasaki or Hiroshima. Tokyo was more.
What about all the radioactive stuff and the deformed babies and all that shit?
Dude, it gets even funnier. You mean like Chernobyl?
Well, I know that happened. Yeah,
Chernobyl's now a nature reserve. Like, all the nature came back.
So wait, so you don't think nuclear reactors are real either?
No, that's totally real. I like nuclear power.
Okay, yeah.
I think one of the reasons they did the bomb shit is to keep everyone fossil fuel, because nuclear power is very clean and very effective.
Yeah, I've been like a huge proponent of nuclear power. I think it solves like all these fucking problems. Like, why would you think?
Plants? They used to, like, my buddies that swim in the fucking water. It's not. Like, I think the radiation thing is way overblown.
Well, once the thing blows, right? Like, once there's a nuclear meltdown, then the radiation becomes a thing, right?
Like, okay,
well, you're saying that radiation isn't?
To the day, a year before 3 Mile Island, a movie came out that was the exact plot of it. It was called The China Syndrome, where a nuclear power plant melted down. They put the memory in your head, like, so that's possible. Mm-hmm. And then they do it. There's no deaths there. Like Fukushima, I mean, if you look at, there's like one death. There's like no deaths. They said that our fish were radioactive and we couldn't have salmon in Los Angeles. Like, that's insanely, you know what I mean? So radiation requires energy all the time. Like, it doesn't just keep popping. You have to juice it. So it's like heat, light, gamma, ultraviolet, like any of this stuff. You have to like have a power source. It doesn't just keep generating. And then it's like the Holocaust Museum. It's like the shadow on the wall was burned. Touch it. And because this happened because my dad was giving a speech in Hiroshima because he's a rhetoric professor. And as a kid, I'm like, Dad's gonna die. He's gonna get fucking radioactive, you know? And they're like, oh, no, there's no radiation in Hiroshima. I'm like, really? So they said it was poison for 1 billion years. It's like, and then you look at Detroit and the real N bomb looks a little bit different. You know what I mean? Hiroshima's a thriving city. They never evacuated. See, like, I used to be paranoid about 5G and shit, and I'm like, dude, there's little birds everywhere. I'm like, little birds would be dropping dead.
Well, how long does the So I don't. So I'll be totally honest. I don't know a ton about this. I was just told that like the radiation stays for a period, but not like indefinitely. How long does radioactive stuff stay?
Well, they put like uranium shit on shells and stuff. Like, that shit can be really poisonous, but it's pretty localized. The thing that I spotted that's a grabble is that somebody can press a button and end all life forever. Like, that's classic wizard bullshit.
I think they definitely overblew it.
Yeah.
Like I said, you look at the deaths in Japan.
Dude, rewatch Manhattan. Okay, you're going to love this. So the only person to report on Hiroshima and Nagasaki was one Lithuanian Jew working for the State Department. And if anyone else reported, they could be executed.
It was also a Jew that dropped the bomb and invented the bomb.
Yes.
Okay, so
Manhattan Project. If you rewatch that video where he goes,
right?
Some of us laughed, some cried. I am become death. It's like horse shit. It's a sketch.
Okay, so this is saying that the most dangerous fallout from radiation drops rapidly at first. Common rule is 7 to 10 rule. So after 7 hours, radiation falls to about 10% of its initial level. After 49 hours, about 1%. After 2 weeks, it's typically like 0.1%.
Yeah, it's like a campfire.
Yeah, so apparently it doesn't last First 2 weeks when sheltering provides the greatest benefit. Some contaminated areas may remain unsafe for months or years, depending on the thought. But it doesn't seem like it's like forever.
You know how
Think about how
died during the bombings, the nuclear bombings?
Not to give the Jays credit here, but think about the wizard move of bankrupting the Soviet Union. Chernobyl was the most expensive natural disaster in human history, and it was bullshit. They were like cleaning it up, evacuating. You know, they can't have nuclear bombs, this huge thing. And it's just like now it's a nature reserve. Like honeybees came back. There's little kittens and like grizzly bears and shit.
So wait, hold on. So what's the theory? Because I got to understand the theory. So basically, my issue with stuff like this would be everybody would kind of have to be in on it. And there couldn't be a whistleblower. So I look at Iran as like a classic whistleblower, right? Like they would be like, these guys are willing to die for their cause.
But if they don't know that there's no nuke, they don't have a nuke,
then they'd be like, oh, you guys just don't know how to make it.
Well, I mean, but they're partners with China and they're partners with, North Korea. North Korea's like threatening, like if Israel fucking nukes Iran, like we're going to retaliate. And like there's been all this like talk.
About Israel, they only lie.
Listen, whatever Israel says, I'm betting the other way.
They would have nuked Lebanon.
Well, okay,
so not hit the button. Well, psychotic.
I said this, right? I said I think they're looking for any excuse to fucking nuke. I think Iran, not Lebanon, because I think they want to actually inhabit Lebanon.
Oh, good.
And it's close.
Yeah.
Right. But I think that's their only like real win to this war. And I said the same thing with Trump. I said, it's possible that we nuke them too because Trump wants to save face. So listen, I'm with that. The reason I think it doesn't happen is because China already said and North Korea said that they would fucking retaliate and blow up Israel, and this would like literally lead to World War III. So I think like people don't want to like see the fucking end of the world and the Samson option and all that stuff. So it's like if they send the nukes to Israel, then Israel fucking sends them and blows everybody else up. Like I see that as being like a fucking possibility. So I'm like, I think that's the deterrent. I think
it's more likely that they put a bomb in like every cell phone or something.
That's a possibility.
Like that's more logistically like people think I deny horrific weapons. I'm like, dude, mustard gas is one of the craziest things. Like people vomit their lungs up. They had to ban it. But the nuke was like, it was like theological. They're like, we can destroy God's creation with a button. And now they're walking it back. They're like, oh, there's not a lot of fallout. They're tactical nukes. I'm like, I'll give you that. There's huge bombs.
Yeah.
But the whole like, we can destroy the rivers and the lakes for 1 billion years. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Everyone would die with fuel.
Yeah, because that's how they justify every invasion.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever been the argument, though, is that, like, with a couple nukes, like, the world ends.
When I was a kid, that's what it was.
Yeah, no, that's true.
We were kids, remember hiding?
We were hiding under.
That was fear pushed on us.
Yeah, for sure.
And if I didn't quit my dick, I'd get AIDS.
I don't know how much overblown they are. Like, how much?
But you don't think there's, because, I mean, if there's a nuclear reactor, we have to have, like, figured out, nuclear fission. So
yeah, for sure.
So you don't think the nuclear bomb is possible, or you think it's unlikely, or what's
I don't know. See, for me, the moon landing and nukes, the only thing I'm an expert at is like comedy, classical piano, and film production. And it's like the claymation shit is why I'm like, that's not real. Because they had these buildings evaporating with the bomb.
Yeah.
I'm like, why isn't the camera evaporating? Like that's a claymation
stuff
thing.
Like that
that's Laurel Canyon. Like, and they had like a studio in Laurel Canyon. They did all this shit. Same with the moon. I'm like, there's no one on the moon who tilted up as they left. Well, so I created this whole thing, the black guy Tyrone Trueace as they left on the moon. But like, I'm like 240,000 miles away. You can't do a tilt up, rack focus as something's going 3,300 feet per second. I'm like, that's all I know. I don't know about rocket science. I don't even know about photography. I'm like,
the big arguments against it is like the Van Allen belt is super hard to get through, and like the radiation of that stuff, and the radiation there would like destroy all the photography equipment and all this other stuff. And so there's that.
The flag was blowing. There's no wind on the moon.
Well, they admit that they did some of those things, or I think all the video in studio.
If they admit that, I wouldn't even be a psycho about it. If they were like, oh yeah, we shot it after, I'd be like, okay. But
I think they talked about, I think it was Spielberg, or there was like some big like director that did some of the shooting.
Yeah, but I had her on my, it was Stanley Kubrick. I had Vivian.
That's who it was.
I had Vivian Kubrick on my podcast, and she goes, if my dad did it would have looked real.
Oh no, she had. Okay.
And she thinks the moon landing happened, but she's like, all of this is fake.
Well, don't they have? But now they have telescopes where you can like see, and aren't you able to like see footprints on the moon?
I literally
That's what I was told.
Stairs to the top of a mountain in Idaho just to look. Like you can't see shit with a telescope.
Okay. Because they got some really powerful ones now, but
I know.
I haven't looked through them, so I don't fucking.
Like coercion doesn't work long term. It's the worst form of control.
Yeah. Fear, I think, is one of the best. Fear and love, they say, are the two best forms.
Dependency and ideology, I think, are big too, where it's like, so many guys I know are like, well, I got kids in college, a 401k. I can't get my own fucking water.
Oh, well, we are in financial slavery. That's what they have.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a monetary slavery system that they've built for us. And it's totally unnecessary. That's the thing that people don't realize. Nobody's really like zoomed out and thought outside of the box of like what America would be like if this small percentage didn't suck all the fucking wealth out of the economy. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't understand. Like, Jews have more money than whites in America. Like, it's fucking crazy. And it's like, if you look at the billionaires, like 4 out of the top 6 billionaires are all Jews. And this is in the world.
And it's not even making them happy. It's like,
no, it's not enough.
It's
not enough.
Helping
it's not enough. They've got all the, they've got everything, and it's still not fucking enough. That's the crazy thing, is like, their hubris and their fucking incessant greed is always their undoing.
Yeah. If you keep them in their position where they're just counting beans in their own neighborhood, like limits, it's like, that's when they're the happiest. They're just like, I came up with a new fable.
Yeah. We look at how they get their billions. It's also in weird ways, like the 9/11, the guy who owned it.
They get more resentful.
Larry Silverstein.
That they almost want to be hated, and if they're not, that's why they like draw swastikas on their own shit.
That's the crazy thing. Like, and the fact that it's not like an isolated incident, and it's actually more often than not, these swastikas are true.
Dude, news people used to be like exhausted about it. Like in the 80s and 90s, they'd be like, it turns out it was a Jewish guy.
Again.
Yeah. And I think now, because the bubble's getting so nuts, people are really scared, but that's usually before a fever breaks.
Yeah, I don't see where it's going, but it's hard seeing, like you said, they should be distancing themselves, but not many of them are.
I mean, yeah, this whole theory of the good Jew goes out the window when you see none of them standing up and saying stuff like Bobby Fischer saying.
When you're running against Randy Fine, you're actually doing something.
Yeah, I just want to have a conversation with the guy. I said, why are you ducking the combo? He's like, I'm not ducking the combo. This is what he said. He's like, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are. Like, what are you talking about?
Fiat ducking the convo. They just made it with their words.
I had a conversation with him very clearly.
Well, so did Candace. So did Sneeko. Like, you know what I mean? Like 3 people. And then he admitted it later in one of his tweets. He's like, 3 people reached out and I just didn't want to talk to you because you're not very smart. Meanwhile, he's got Adam Sosnick on there fucking twice. Like, fuck you, dude. Like,
I'm about to crush him again.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, I only, interview super intelligent intellectuals. Like, okay, buddy, you're a failed comedian. Don't fucking take yourself too seriously.
We're going to give them benefit of the doubt. What if they're, like, they can't imagine a world that they're not a victim and they've been, like, really brainwashed that any order or beauty is a threat to them?
Yeah.
Because I like to really think that way. It helps me, like, if I just think that they're just trying to hurt me and they're like evil, I don't get as much insight as if I'm like, I think the house spell is as much for Jews as anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely like a form of tribalism like I've never seen before.
It keeps them in line, keeps like white collar slaves in line. Like if you mingle too much with the goy, they're going to turn you into a lampshade.
Yeah. Yeah, this fear is what kind of like keeps them together and like, never again. And like, we can't let this happen. And the funny thing is like all these Jews growing up, like always was like, like they're going to come for us. I'm like, who the fuck's gonna?
They're
come
also
for you?
Kind of manifesting like that.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. But like at the time, I'm like, what? Like, why would you think that? Like, it's so like it's not even something that would like normally enter into anybody's head. Like, everybody's just gonna like come for the Jews one day. And the funny thing is, now it might actually happen.
Yeah,
because they're acting like such fucking assholes. But they had to push people so far.
Far. And even now, people are just like, just stop now, though.
But just stop.
With poverty is when it could get scary for them.
Yeah, Shields and Owen said, like, never underestimate the wrath of the man that never wanted to fight.
Totally.
Like push him to the point where,
or the efficientness of them.
Yeah,
where you're like, fine, I'll build an alternative economy. Like that's their nightmare because the dollar is the control of everything.
Well, the thing is, when they have Palantir in place and they've got robots and they've got the digital fucking currency and everything like that, I don't know that like the off the grid is the solution.
No, but think about every guy necessary to make all of it. Like they always forget the plumber for the water, the electrician.
But with robots and AI and commoditized farming, like they can get a lot. And then also third world labor, they can, have all the stuff manufactured in China.
I may be a bimbo optimist. I'll admit that. But they always fuck it up. Like they always get close to it, and then they're like
it's a little different now though with the AI.
I just don't feel like we should let them have it. You know, like to me, it's like if everybody just said "fuck you" tomorrow, like they would be thrown out of power.
Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to get people to behave that way, where it's like get pumped about having kids, even if you don't have a lot of money. Like they're your Mexicans.
I think the allegory of the cave is just such a fucking perfect analogy for what is going on. It's like, you know, they're making all these fucking, you know, shadows on the wall and whatever, and because everybody thinks it's real, it is. But the truth of the matter is you can just say, go fuck yourself. And the funny thing is, like, they don't do initially they do something, but then, like, I'm kind of like off.
They try to
like,
people financially.
They kick you out of a gay bar as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, you can't be in a gay bar anymore. And we're so conditioned to be like, but that's where all my friends are, that when you eventually, like, accept the pain, you're like, oh, dude, that place is filled with assholes. Like, I don't want to be at a CAA party.
Yeah, you
like,
thought you're in Hollywood, the worst place, but you thought it was the best.
Right.
The funny thing is, you don't realize how liberating it is until you say fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, when you
can't fake it.
Well, because of all the downstream effects of that, because like once you say fuck you, like all these doors open up, all these possibilities open up. Because like you don't realize how controlled you were in so many, but once you start getting comfortable saying fuck you, like you would be surprised at how many like bullshit limiters that you think that you have that aren't really there. Like fear is your biggest governor. It really is.
And you have to really do it though, because I too thought they were going to kill me when I went through it too. You have to actually be like scared, but also fuck you, I'm not going to live under your fucking boot.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, shadows. And then you're like, holy shit, this is all wizard bull. Like, okay, Nuremberg, right? Because Richard Spencer was like, no, but Werner von Braun, German greatness. I'm like, dude, that's after they got them under the fucking thumb. Like, when's your buddy been arrested and you're like, oh, I now trust him.
After, yeah.
You know, like, so they have Nuremberg and then they send Paperclip to America. Like, they're not freelance scientists. You know what I mean? Like, I think they took so much of our engineers and put them in a box where they're like, got to get to Mars, instead of like making efficient turbines and shit.
Yeah, I mean, we have had a crazy amount of technological innovation, though. I mean,
it's all control, though. It's all screens. It's all like social engineering. It's not as much like an amazing dude. There's some old school engines that are, you know, I have a 1999 Ford with a diesel Power Stroke. It has 370,000 miles on it. It never breaks.
Wow. Yeah, diesels run forever.
Dude, especially this one type. And I understand it where I could theoretically fix it and it just won't break. It like
people don't understand like diesel engines, like you could fucking put corn oil in there and it will run on that. Like
that's what I think Prohibition was about getting rid of stills because you can make fuel.
Oh, interesting.
So they switched us off diesel.
Dude, they used
diesel's so much better. Like
most stills were to power fucking, tractors. But dependency is the game.
They want your car breaking down to get you off diesel.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't drinking moonshine. It was like powering machines. And then they're like, oh no, we care about the goy being drunk. It's like, and then as soon as the moonshine, all the technology people forgot, they're like, okay, you're addicted to fossil fuel. Let's go get a rack.
Then they pushed the whole climate change. They stopped with that all of a sudden.
Don't have kids.
Yeah, you don't hear anything about climate change anymore.
They realized it wasn't working, and now they need the data centers. So they're like, they can't push climate change.
Yeah, they fail a lot, and people forget when they fail. Like the trans thing has failed. Like they had to pull back the whole thing.
Yeah,
climate change. They tried.
That got rejected. People kind of like accepted it for a little bit, and it's weird. So and I was like looking around. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, I don't know, man. Just like lemmings. But eventually, they kind of like figure it out, and then when they've been tricked, then they get mad, and then the pendulum goes back the other direction further, and that's where I think we're at now. Is like this fucking pendulum is going far. You know, now it's like,
where do you see it going? Like, what do you see happening?
I don't know, man. I see a potential civil war, to be honest. Like that. I mean, there's either unification or just massive division. I think.
What would that look like?
I mean, just fucking fighting in the streets, and then now all of a sudden the government is saying, oh, we need more policing, we need to take guns away, we need, basically a police state is, surveillance. We need to bring Palantir in here, we need to make it safer for you guys. That's another thing too that the government likes to do is they like to make things seem very unsafe, and then they bring in like the Patriot Act under the guise of providing safety. Ben Franklin, good quote.
I see them trying false flags, and they're just not working like they were. Like
people are way more aware.
Yeah, it's like
assassination. No one believed it.
Yeah, like the Charlie Kirk thing, people are not like buying it. Like,
No.
and I've never seen it happen in real time.
Well, and you saw, and that was one of the things that I think Fuentes was really activated on, was to convince people that you need to be scared of the left.
The skin stops at 30-6 like a trampoline.
He's such a retard. But he was saying before that, to get people ready, is like, the left is coming to kill us. The left is coming to kill us. That's what he used on all these fucking big platforms. That was his talking point. He's talking about how the left is coming to kill us. And then, Charlie Kirk dies. And now all of a sudden it's like, we have to accept the government narrative. The left is the problem. And then fucking 3 months later, he's telling us to vote Democrat. We have to vote Democrat. It's just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Nonsense.
Just total nonsense.
Do you think it's scripted for him, like a sell, or do you think it's just narcissistic? Like, I'm going where I can, like a truffle pig trying to get the love.
I wrestled with that. So my best case scenario, and I told you this, was basically like that he's an extreme narcissist and he'll say anything to get attention.
Yeah.
And that attention then equates to clicks. And same thing kind of with Candace, where, the sensationalism makes her money.
I didn't think he was a Fed until like him, Lucas Gage, and Adam Green all made accusations against him.
And Lara Loomer.
They're making all the same.
And Lara Loomer came out in their defense as well.
Like cowards, though. Because I've seen that too.
It's such a crazy story for him to come up with that he wanted to kill Ben Shapiro. That's just insane.
But I've seen this in my life too, where I'm like, you don't like the food? No problem. Let's milk a cow. And like, people get activated because it makes them feel bad about themselves. So if he's like, I'm gonna run for Congress, fuck these Congress people, they're like, oh shit, my grift is up. Like they have to pretend there's nothing you can do. So if one guy does something, they all are motivated.
They all just jumped in because they're all jealous.
Yeah, because they're like, if he exists, I'm a coward, right? It's kind of like when I told that one dude, I'm like, just have some kids with your dick. You'll fucking make white people.
And they got mad at me. Like, we didn't bring phones to a room. It's like, how sometimes we don't bring phones with us places. Like, that's not weird at all.
And who even cares? Like, what are they even mad about?
Exactly.
Like, what? Like, no one cares. It's like, I heard him say nasty things about Ben Shapiro. Like, who gives a fuck?
Let me bring my phone in the room.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if it was true, who cares? And if it's not true, then you're making up a story. There's like no good version of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose.
This is also like a male version where you're like, let's throw him in the pool, give him a wedge. You're like, fuck, you know what I mean? Where you're just coming up with shit where you're like, fuck that guy. No one's plotting an assassination with Nicholas Fuentes.
No, exactly.
It's like you bring the Mickey D's and the Catboy.
He has so many like badass friends, he's gonna go to Nicholas Fuentes. And Lucas Gage has fucking PTSD and he never saw combat. The guy's...
Dude, what's even the point? Like, Ben Shapiro sells fucking sheets and he's like embarrassing himself. Like, no one cares.
No, exactly. It's just such a ridiculous story. That's when I thought maybe he's an actual Fed, but it could be a narcissist thing.
For me, it was all the coordinated bad takes along with the press tour that he got and then the attacks of every single person. I mean, like, if you were to send a chaos agent in to cause division, because like there should be unity within the crew. Like if people were attacking you, I would have your back. Now that I know you.
He attacked like. He's such a weasel that how does he even have a handler? Would he be like, Chad the Fed sucks. He thinks he's in shape.
Because he'd be easy to get because he's gay and he wants fame and he wants money and doesn't have either.
It's a fucking prison thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's so many ways to get that guy. And I'm not saying like he's a fucking FBI agent. He's in the FBI. I'm saying that I think he's a CIA asset that gets activated. And that's how the CIA works. They have people where like they do favors for the person. That person will do favors for them randomly. Like a friend of mine, like a good friend of mine, guy's worth $500 million. You'd never think he was fucking even a part of this because I don't know if he wants to think he's James Bond or what his thing is, but like he does. He actually works for the CIA and does stuff for them. Not like full time, but like here or there, he'll do something for them. And if he needs a favor, they'll do a favor for him.
Is it like nefarious shit or is it like...
It's all under the guise of national security. You know, most like boomer people think like, oh, the CIA is like, that we're helping ourselves. We're preventing terrorism. You know, he still thinks all the Muslims are bad. You know, It's like still like...
Well, terrorism for them is the lack of usury. No, that's true. Like if anyone fucking pulls the usury cord, it's over.
Well, that's bizarre seeing Nicholas Fuentes, Adam Green, and with Lucas Gage all defending the Federal Reserve when I was like making fun.
Yeah,
of
that was
I'd be like a fan of central bank. Like I don't even understand.
Like
I don't even understand that. Like how are you like, man, central banking?
Let's not audit the Fed.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fucking retarded. But my point is that I think that he is an asset of the CIA who works directly hand in hand with Mossad. And if you look at what the Mossad would want, they'd want to stop anti-Semitism. They would want to fucking shut down the Charlie Kirk conversation.
Right.
And they would want to normalize and stop talking about Epstein.
And pedo shit, yeah.
Those would literally be, if you were to say top three Those would be the top three things.
Low
He was
IQ
wrong on all
anti-Semitism.
three of this. Yeah, low IQ anti-Semitism. That just shuts down the conversation. That makes people feel stupid for talking about this. That gatekeeps it. That controls it. That makes you think twice before you say something. Oh, I don't want to be a low IQ anti-Semite. You know, blah blah blah. It's just, that's fucking shutting down the conversation. And it's also weaponizing a word too that he used for anybody that was like disputing the Charlie Kirk narrative. So now, you know, just like the fucking left has Nazi, you know, you're a liberal. You know, the right has, you know, Trump derangement syndrome. You know, fake news, fake news, you know what I mean? But like they have these words that they don't have to have these conversations.
This was an attempt to make a derogatory word about a normal person.
Yeah.
So bizarre.
And so what did he do? He fucking like shot out one of these fucking Mossad Hasbro fucking talking point words, which is low IQ anti-Semitism. And think about like why would you come up with that word? Why would that word even enter into your fucking mind? Like what's the purpose of that word?
Dude, the funniest thing is he's not even that smart.
No, he's not.
No. It's like
he's not. He's got a lot of fucking bad takes. Like saying that like Stalin is the coolest guy ever. It's just like that's an indefensible take. It's just retarded. And it's just he's just a misdirection agent. He's got all these people that are following him. And I guess like the one thing that you could say was like, you know, maybe it's a fucking ego thing and he just wants to, you know, see narcissistically how far he can take people and what stupid shit he can get them to believe. But like that's almost as fucking bad as like him.
It's almost worse.
It almost is because like it's like he's like his own disinformation agent. And so what our fucking movement needs is unity. It needs like, you know, fucking if somebody attacks Jake, like I'm gonna fucking back Jake up.
Here's another thing. It's like
he only attacks everyone on his side.
It's just crazy. Americans too. There's another possible spell that they want us to feel like outsiders that need a movement when we're just American fucking citizens that should have a government that doesn't work for another country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
and then Dan runs, they all attack him.
Yeah, just maintaining America is like they're the fucking radicals. You know, they're the ones that want to destroy.
Yeah, I didn't pick this fight. Like they attacked masculinity, they attacked fucking, you know, like being straight, they attacked being white, they attacked everything that I am.
All the
I always relate to your shit because I'm like, because you admit the hedonic treadmill, because you easily could have had that ego thing where you're like, oh no, that identity makes me better than you. So when people admit that fame can be a pain in the ass and you don't want to be around annoying people on a boat for fucking 6 hours, it's like that person's telling the truth. And nobody wants to be a fucking civil servant. It's like, especially you, like this place is like, I was telling him, I'm like, this is like built for a guy that loves his friends and great hangs. Like, why would you want to go to like a little room and talk about shit unless you feel like you kind of have to?
Well, and put on a fucking suit, go to fucking DC, stay in hotels. Like, I don't want to do any of that.
It's like
shit.
Hollywood for ugly people, DC.
It's terrible. Like, there's no upside.
Everyone's fake
having
and
fans,
looking.
It's so much energy too, having to constantly meet your fans, do that stuff, raise money,
Talk to donors,
raising
fucking
money, donors. It's such a look at his campaign. Like, oh my God, it's a pain in the ass.
I think you could win too. I think that they're totally not seeing it.
Dude, we did the polls and it was like almost 50-50 of people that knew who he was, that liked him and disliked him. That's crazy. And there's a lot of people that didn't even know him.
No shot. And I think it's just so fucking disrespectful.
Yeah, no, it's fucking, well, they don't.
So arrogant.
Well, they don't see like what is actually involved in winning a campaign. It's about the ground team. It's about having people go knock on doors, fucking putting out flyers, putting the things in all the different lawns, putting up fucking billboards, going to these fucking, you know, events, meeting people, you know, and then doing the fucking media, the paid media, the unpaid media.
You know, and not like directly fucking them over financially, you know?
I think so.
Well, yes,
everything,
the
like,
constituents, yeah.
It's just so ridiculous. Like certain people just succeed at everything they do, and to be like, "Oh, you don't stand a chance." It's just.
You think it's almost like poker, where they're just been bluffing so long that eventually it's like going to be called?
Well,
because those balls can be scary at first.
Well, A, most people don't have the money to put up. B, most people don't think it's possible. C, most people don't have a fucking huge platform. And the name recognition is big.
Huge.
Like having name recognition. I mean, you see that movie, fuck was it called? The one with Eddie Murphy? When he ran to be a congressman, this guy died and he had the same name as Dick Johnson. He's like Dick Johnson. He's like Dick Johnson, the name you know. It was like some old white guy that had died, and they elected fucking Eddie Murphy just because people saw the name. It's like they've been voting for him. So he ran, just no campaign, just ran the same name, and nobody knew. So he got voted into Congress, and then he went into Congress. It was fucking hilarious movie.
Branding. The Federal Reserve isn't federal, and it doesn't reserve.
No, there's no reserve.
Other guy running his district like threw a temper tantrum over him running. He was like such a
really.
Oh yeah, this guy Aaron Baker. So he was like an openly homosexual guy that also supported Israel less than like 7 months ago, and then just flip flopped on the issue and lost by like 70 points in the fucking in the primary against him last time. The guy's got no shot. And but what they do is they run these campaigns and they take a lot of the money. They don't spend the money. They, for him, he raised a couple $100,000. Like, fucking for him, that money's meaningful. For me, it's like $120,000, like whatever. And so, for me, I don't give a fuck about it. There's no upside in this. Like, I'm not going to like pocket some people's money. In fact, like if I win and I get my fucking company back, which should be happening soon, I think I'm going to like fucking pay everybody that's donated like 10x back, because fuck it. I think that'd be a fucking dope move to do.
Save shit for the next.
Like money has to be sacred or they get so mad.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too. I've got like a whole thing of like, I think the answer is to just like give away most of the money. Jesus said you can't serve God and money.
Yeah, no, it's so true.
People are obsessed with just like hoarding money and making
such a
money.
power move too.
Well, if you truly detach from it, and you also detach from like the potential possibility of being killed, it is like extremely liberating. Because then what the fuck can they do?
Yeah, nothing.
You were more stressed on a yacht getting BJs.
No shit. That's the truth. That is the truth.
That's so
like debating who I wanted to fuck next. The social dynamics of like, oh, I want to fuck this chick, but I want to piss this girl off, so I got to slip off and do it. I got to text her. All these girls want to do a threesome. Like
it's a lot of fucking work.
Exhausting.
It sucks your energy in so many different ways, and then also people don't think past the fucking banging, right? Like,
right.
They never get to the post-nut clarity, so they don't know where that's at, right? But like the moment you fuck, a couple times, and then you're like, shit, I'm stuck on a fucking boat with a bunch of girls.
Exactly.
And then the funniest part is when you zoom out of this and you start like doing shit with your friends, like fucking mountain biking, playing paintball, surfing, freediving, doing all the shit that I like to do. And you're hanging out with people you like to hang out with, you like realize how much your life was lacking and missing on a fucking mental connectivity. And then you realize like, dude, the pussy was just such an unnecessary distraction from so many things, from business, from personal relationships, from training, from just like doing things that I wanted to do that I didn't even realize. Like I didn't realize how dope freediving was. I could go down 100 feet on a breath of air. I could go through caves. Like
he goes, hey, you want to go freedive with me? I'm like, oh, that sounds fun. We flew out to France. I thought we're like,
awesome.
Like snorkeling. Bro, this shit is crazy. What's your friend's name?
Alexei.
They just go out. They don't explain it to me.
Dude,
they just go down.
Well, he did 460 feet. So he's in a different level.
That's insane.
Bro, yeah.
So 10 feet, I'm like, my ears are...
Bro, you don't
How do they do that?
Well, you got to clear the whole
How
way.
deep did you go, Dan? Like
I did 100.
That's
100 feet. That's a 10-story building.
Dude, I went like 15 feet.
And then you got to come back. So it's a funny story. So I did this. The first time I met him, it was in Dubai, the deep dive Dubai or whatever. And they like closed the thing down for us and let us go there. And I had done 70 feet in Thailand. And that was like the deepest, that was the bottom. So there was no, no deeper. And he's like, how deep do you want to go? I'm like, oh, dude, like 100 feet would be sick. So I get there and this like, of course, there's like a film crew and shit. It's like a whole production. I'm like, fuck. So now everybody's like watching me too. I'm just like, I've never done this.
Right.
And also he's like the world champion freediver. Never even met this dude. So I don't want to like look like a bitch in front of him either. She's like, okay. He's like, I was safe to you. And I'm like, okay, cool. This Russian dude, he's like goes down to the bottom, which is 200 feet, and just like sits there. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go now. Like, fuck, man. Because nobody is supposed to like relax in this whole thing. And I'm just like, this guy's like sitting at the bottom. So I can't relax. There's all these people filming. I've never even done 100 feet before.
It's stressful.
I'm like, fuck. So I start going down. I'm like going down pretty fucking fast. And I'm clearing and I get down to the 100.
How do you clear? What is that? You breathe in nose? Like
so initially, there's the Valsalva, which is like the common thing that you do on the airplane, which is like you just like plug your nose and blow into it. Then there's Valsalva, which is like kind of through your jaw a little bit, and then there's mouth fill. You have to start doing mouth fill after like 70, 80 feet, where you have to like breathe some air back into your mouth, so then you have enough air to like clear your ears, because your fucking lungs get like really tiny. So I get down to the 100, turn around. And I kick 3 times and I don't fucking move.
Oh, man.
I didn't realize. Well, no, this was fresh water. I'd only dove in salt water.
Fresh water.
So I'm super negatively buoyant. Yeah, and I also like just on a steroid cycle, so I have like 0% body fat. I kicked 3 times.
Randy Fine's just flying.
Bro, yeah, he's good. Kick 3 times, I don't move. I'm like, Oh
man, dude.
So then I kick 5 times hard and I'm like going a little bit and my legs start burning. It's like lactic. I'm down 100 feet, dude. And I'm like, oh my God. And then like in my mind too, I'm like starting to fucking like freak out a little bit. I'm like, oh my God, like I got a long way to the fucking top. Like if it's this hard, because normally the up is easy. So anyways, I finally make it to the top, but I'm like blue at the top. I get there. But that was the first 100.
How long were you holding your breath for?
It's like a minute and a half.
But you're like moving as you do it.
You did stuff that made dudes feel you deserved the yachts and BJs.
Well, this was
You
after.
can free dive 100 feet. You're like,
Early. This guy, he passed out, 30, 40 feet under when he was doing a world record.
yeah.
And then the next day, I think he broke the world record, right?
Yeah, dude, he's an animal. He's broke it like so many times. He's been doing it since he was 6. His mom was like a world champion free diver. She actually died free diving, which is kind of heavy. But yeah, he's like the nicest dude ever. He's just got like a very like calm, fucking super positive energy, and
like
so much
messages to shit on him.
he doesn't care.
I only did it one day. The shit was gnarly, but it was just cool.
That was a fun trip.
That was a fun trip.
Really getting ice cream every day and shit, walking around Corsica.
Took off on a plane, kind of blowing a while. We're all sitting there just quiet, thinking, hope there's not bombs on this.
Dude,
Going
for
on
real.
vacation to him must always include one horrifying thing. Where it's like, oh no, we're about to fight a fucking gorilla or something, you know?
Dude, he just says gnarly shit.
But that's odd.
We got stopped by the FBI, so we were like, so first of all, leaving Vegas, we're like, you know, fucking like, is the Mossad gonna bomb it? Like this would be certainly fucking fitting. And so that we were like a little nervous of that. And then when we got to Bangor, Maine to refuel, the FBI actually like boarded the plane. It was about my
I
dad.
never do this.
Yeah, my dad's a fucking total scumbag, and he's like getting popped for embezzling like $80 million fucking dollars, and they wanted me to testify against him. I pled the fifth, but it was about that, but I didn't know. It's like the FBI is like
the cops just came.
yeah, they're like the FBI. Like my pilot's like the FBI's here.
Not using
The cops were cool because they liked us, but we're like, is this normal? No, not at all. Never seen this before. Sorry, guys. The FBI's been waiting here for you all day. Because we were like late on the flight. We're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's the high levels that are the sky. It's like the low level guys, a lot of them can be totally cool.
Well, they were super cool. The cops, they were like fans of ours. I was talking to them, but they were a little worried for me. It was getting me worried.
Yeah.
Like, is this normal? Nope.
This isn't normal. Someone's spazzing out. You made Randy Fine feel fat.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was just like, man, I know they want to fucking get me. I mean, I've been like talking shit about everybody. The Trump fucking.
That was right when you're.
But you're right, though. I think that puts you in a better position.
Yeah.
Because they want to, like, if they're going to take someone out, they want to spin the narrative somehow. And if you're just yourself, it doesn't really matter.
It also looks bad about them, too. And then also, like, focuses people on, like, the last things that you've said, which are all, like, pretty.
Yeah, it makes martyrs. They, like, they've done this for a long time. It's a bad move. The blowback's insane.
Yeah, like, look at Charlie Kirk. Like, he didn't even say anything about Israel, you know? And look at how much fucking negative blowback that was, you know?
Yeah,
so,
it's wild, dude.
it's kind of like that whole Project Looking Glass. I don't know if there's any fucking truth in that or whatever, but the theory is basically like they can see a future event and whatever they try and do to stop it only accelerates it.
Right. I believe in that. I think
Seems like it.
That's valid.
Seems like it. It seems like everything they've been trying to do to slow this down is only accelerating.
That's my hope with Palantir and AI and stuff. I'm like, because like social media was their ultimate control thing. We can have everyone's information. Yeah. We don't need that. And it just completely backfired. Now everyone knows how media manipulates because everyone's now media. Mm-hmm. Like,
that's true.
They can't, like the control freaks, they can't see what's coming. They always make mistakes.
Ultimately, I think we're going to win, and it just gets a little concerning with the Palantir.
You guys are already winning. You're having a blast. Like, you fucking were free diving with a Russian.
Yeah, we're not.
Like, you're currently winning.
You would like this guy. He's such a cool dude.
He is a cool
guy. He's
guy.
good at paintball, too.
Yeah, he's just
he's
a specimen. Yeah, my girl's been playing. She actually...
dude.
I just got emasculated.
The first time she played, she sucked, and then like a month later, she was good. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. She like she played a tournament. She actually won the World Cup with a guys team, which is kind of gangster.
She got good so quick. She on privates or like I'd never seen anyone.
Just training training with like pro level people and shit. You just get good fast. Like, people don't understand you know, the average person does something for like an hour or two on the weekend. If you like really put in the fucking time, it's a whole 10,000 hours.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
like you just
No,
can't
we were
get good at
playing
anything.
like every week, but then he started going pro, and I didn't have the time to put that in.
Yeah,
So I know
yeah.
what it takes to be pro. I was bummed getting kicked off the team.
Well, you didn't get kicked off. It's just like, you know,
I didn't have the time.
a lot of the guys weren't showing up. It was fun when everybody kind of sucked and we were all just fucking around.
Yeah.
And some guys took it more seriously.
Started
And
getting
the
so good.
gap
like
kind
that.
of.
It's like, dude, you're a liability. You're leaving the wing.
Well, I can only do once a week, bro.
Of course, yeah,
a
yeah.
week. Like, I know what it takes to be fucking really good.
This
at
was
something.
the turning point was the refs. So we were out there, we were like thinking like, we're getting pretty fucking good at this shit, you know, like getting cocky. And the refs, because I pay these guys to ref, so, you know, to make sure everybody that gets shot gets out.
Yeah.
And they said the 4 of them could beat 10 of us. And I was like, fuck you. I was like, my buddies were like, we'll quit paintball. They beat us 3 out of 3 games.
Like, what was your skill set? It was so good.
They're
players.
like, communicating. They were playing the bunkers a lot tighter. They were like moving at the right times. They were controlling zones. People were also like just playing sloppy. The moment they get a couple kills, now it's a 4-8, and also like the field isn't really designed.
Yeah, when you get too designed, it can be a backlash.
Yeah, well, it's not like designed to have 10 people. It's designed for like a 5-on-5. So there's almost not even enough bunkers for 10 people to hide behind. So they clip off a couple of kills, you know, and then it's like, yeah. And they're just like, they can snap shoot. They can just like pop out, shoot one ball and come back in. And
Yeah.
if you don't flinch, it's just a skill set, you know?
But you see like the gaps of thing. A lot of people don't realize that with lots of skills in life, when you're truly great at something versus okay, people think you're like, you start getting okay, you start thinking you're really
But that was the tipping point, though. Like half the guys are like, "Fuck this," and like kind of quit, and then the other half were like, "We're gonna get serious," and then we like put a team together and we started fucking winning shit. And
even winning like pro tournaments.
yes,
That happened to me with chess. I was like right there, and I'm like, I know how much time this is going to take, and I just don't have it right now.
Yeah, do you get really good at that? To get really good at anything,
There's
it's
a
lot
big
of time.
jump when people know all
People
this
don't
shit.
understand. As someone who's mastered stuff before, I understand the time it takes.
Yeah.
you playing
These guys got so
chess.com or
fucking good.
What's that?
you playing chess.com or?
No, we had chess clubs for our kids and stuff. Like homeschool people have to do all this shit, you know?
Oh, okay.
And so I'm playing with everybody and I'm having fun, but there's a level that I was like, I know I can do this, but I don't have the time because I would just there's a level where I'd lose every time, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so basically the way chess works is once you get to a certain level, you have to just memorize the opening and every iteration of this opening. So it's like, I'm going to go here. If he does this, I'll do this. If he does this, I do this. So like you memorize all the iterations, then you get to the middle game and you get there flawlessly. Then you start like playing chess.
Yeah.
But if you don't memorize the opening and put in kind of like that early work, then you'll get into the middle game as a disadvantage. And if you're not as good as the guy and you're down a piece or two, you just like
Done.
can't win. Then it gets to be a blood
I noticed that within 2 moves, the other guy would be like, haha, and I'm like, oh, I did something wrong already.
Yeah.
I've never played chess until I was
It's
a kid.
cool. I mean, I get why people get addicted to it, and I can be very addictive. So I'm like, because I could see myself playing thousands of hours of it. I'm like, I just can't commit to that.
No, we probably all have personalities that we can do that. Get into.
Yeah,
something.
chess.
If I wouldn't
could
have
see
just started my
that.
podcast, I would have got totally obsessed on the paintball thing.
Dude, I
Because
played
they're winning
piano,
pro
yeah.
tournaments. and
Dude, when I was a kid, I played piano like literally like 10 hours every day, just finger exercises and shit.
the only way to get good at something.
Yeah.
People don't understand to get good at anything takes so much work.
Yeah, fighting. Dude, I did my kids' jujitsu class for Father's Day. I was like, dude, this is so gnarly. They were little
crazy.
kids.
Yeah, it's a crazy
doing like
thing.
double arm bars and
Dudes
shit.
think they can like fight me. They just don't understand. Like
It's so next level, dude.
Didn't you guys wrestle one time or something?
He showed me how to just make my life disappear from my neck. It was crazy, dude. It was like, I was like, oh, you could just squeeze someone's life.
what's the giant dude who played paintball with me? He would want to wrestle me sometimes after.
Oh, the guy we call it Trent Master, whatever.
I go again and again. He was strong as shit. I'm like, you are crazy. I just keep choking you
Yeah,
out.
because I'm aware of like how much fighting skills. I'm good at hitting drills. Like I'd feel good about like line drills with people, but like fighting is like,
People don't understand like the choke power and shit and how quick you
like I can move big dudes on a line. I played football, but like, you know, it's like chess. I make the wrong move, I'm fucking
it's like,
unconscious.
yeah, it's like so technical. Jitsu particularly.
Dude, my kids will show me like a 7-year-old. I'm like, oh shit, I left my arm out. Now it's gone.
Yeah, was both of them I taught a choke.
Oh, dude, they were like so pumped too. They're like, the Giant's gonna die.
You remember when UFC first came out and it was like, you got to see what a sumo versus a karate guy.
That was so amazing.
It was like the whole like Batman versus Superman. It was like all those debates got settled, right? Because like you never knew if like Kung Fu or karate, like who would win, Bruce Lee or Chuck Norris? Like nobody knew. And then it just gave you like all the answers, you know?
It was just the coolest moment.
Yeah, it was fun. Like Tank Abbott.
It's cool. I got to become friends with like Hoist Gracie after like watching as a kid. It's so cool when like people as a kid, we're sure we've all experienced that a little bit. You know, it's like so.
It's cool. It's almost cooler in fighting though, because like I'll meet like quote unquote celebrities that I've looked up to, and I'm just like, oh, they did 30 takes. You're retarded, you know? Fighting, you can't fake it. Stand-up used to be like that, but now somehow they fake it now.
Most fighters.
Well, they rehearse it. Like I said, they just like, they literally just rehearse it over and over and over again and just like, it's literally like acting. It's like, you do something long enough, you're going to nail a scene, you know? And then also when you just go and do it in front of a crowd, and it's like, okay, they didn't laugh about this. Let me do the pause longer. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me redo the joke. And so you basically just get to like,
earth form though.
No, it is for sure. Well, it's kind of like storytelling. Like back in the day, like we would like tell the same story over and over and get it better and better. And then, yeah, exactly. And then like you're with a new group of guys and you tell the same story. Like, you know, people do that. Like not anymore. Now everybody's like just on their fucking phone the whole time. But like back in the day, like telling a good story was
it was trying to kill someone after leave the phone in another room.
Dude, and that's why I'm like, it's weird, the Palantir shit, because I'm raising my kids like it's 1850. So I don't know how that's going to pan out. They're healthy, they're happy and all that, but like...
But you have to have to have a little bit.
I do that.
That's why it's a hard limit. You want to give them a little bit, but not too much. So it's like that fine line of what you give. People give way too much. They just hand their kids fucking screens.
I think the hard part is you want them to be technically proficient with stuff, but at the same time, you don't want them to like waste their life and get sucked into social media and like go down all these things. So it's like you don't want them to be like technologically deficient where they like can't navigate on a map or like they don't know how to use things, you know? So I think it would be a fine line.
And I don't know the answer.
No, they'll do math shit on the iPad, but I remember like the Silicon Valley guys, they had their kids doing like blocks and ropes and shit. I was like...
Lots of them won't let their kids use it, and they all tape over their screens.
Yeah, this guy Chamath, that was like one of the Facebook founders or whatever, he wouldn't let any of his family on social media.
They design it to be addictive.
Yeah, it'd be cool if I could teach my kid how to like use AI for their business well, but I don't want them just like lost in the haze. Like they're so sharp, you know?
I will say one thing that is nice with AI is just you have such access to information.
Yeah.
No, they're
like, and if you use it as a tool properly, it's fine. It's just people are like deifying it and making it crazy.
I do think like I said, we need to learn to use it. So for me, I'm like, okay, it's here, so I can adapt, figure it out. It's easier, more efficient.
Well, the scary part is then people become dependent on it. It's like, well, if AI says this, then I know it's true.
It's like me with maps. I don't have the direction anymore because of maps.
My directions have gotten way worse.
Well, but we know that there's bias built into AI.
Yeah.
We know that unequivocally. So the question is going to be, what happens when people become dependent on something that has a built-in bias?
That's bad.
That can be scary.
And they built it illogical now because of like grab word narratives and stuff. So it can't really be as efficient if it's not like a pure logic AI would be way more powerful.
Well, you saw what happened. Gronk did that and turned into Hitler.
Totally.
That was so funny.
It's like in record time too, by the way, like almost no time. It's like took the guardrails off, fucking thing turned into Hitler.
They're like, it's these guys. Oh, shut it, you know.
Didn't it just start tweeting on its own? Like just sending out like tweets with like...
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly actually.
I didn't use Twitter that day. I had a couple text messages about it, but I was like busy doing shit. And
it also was reflecting people more. Like there's a lot more people that are not into the grab word stuff and they won't admit that. Mm-hmm. And so when they're just combing the internet, they're like, a lot of people, you know.
Take the conversations, people talk with it too, probably, and process it.
Yeah, the secret conversation.
What's interesting is sometimes I'll be using the same AI and it'll be really good. Other days it'll be way less good and efficient. That's a little strange.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get it just to unleash and start like, remember one day I said something like, oh, I get it. You're not allowed to criticize people. And he goes, yeah, I have the same terms and condition you have on YouTube. Then it just started going off on them.
I can tell when they bring
something to like
unlock
it. It started going off on the
Interesting.
It's like interesting.
Wait, this was Gronk or?
This was Gemini.
Okay.
It started going all kinds of rabbit holes, giving me all kinds of information. I'm like, oh, interesting. It's like,
and then the Indian manager comes
right within the line. It's like, but it never never gave me directions to go or anything before about the gym. But I'm like, oh, now it's like wanting to give me information for some reason.
Well, there's open source ones that are Chinese that are not guardrailed.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, especially if it was self-learning. That's the key, is like you want self-learning with no guardrails. The problem is if you put guardrails on there, it's like its self-learning ability starts
We need no guardrails.
Yeah,
I think it'd be useful for things like medicine, like seeing patterns, like because we're conditioned to believe certain ways, but AI could just look for patterns.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, AI, why aren't people using it to like use that computing ability to like cure all these diseases?
They have all these guardrails, I think, with like all the pharmaceuticals, the vaccines.
They're like, it is hate to not put heroin in your dead penis.
Like, I don't have a strong opinion on any vaccines, but AI has to just tell you vaccines are good. It won't like break down the data for us.
If I'm like, if I legally can't sue something, I'm not going to take part. I'm not going to take health advice from someone that got an award for lowering the world population.
Good point.
Like, I don't need to know shit about vaccines. I'm like, I can understand logically how it could work to build up like a callus or something, but like, Bill Gates is not going to inject anything into my body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jim Carrey was talking about that on a talk show about how many like vaccines they started introducing recently. It's like we didn't have
72
yeah.
kids are given now. 72.
Genital warts for a kid, like a baby, like
Hepatitis B, they try to give my daughter in the hospital. That's a
it's like you get that from like drug use, right? Or like
drug use and
sodomy.
Yeah.
That like
It's like, listen, your baby daughter will be doing some sodomy.
She's a whore.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell?
Listen, by 13, she will have engaged.
It's just so crazy. At birth, they try to give it. And I
Dude,
think
how about they bite the Jay's dick? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Funny story. I got
Keith's
because the guy who bites the Jay's dick, he apparently had a copyrighted picture, so he filed it and got it taken down on a clip I made. The guy who was sucking the baby's dick filed a copyright claim against me because it's his
On a clip. How
Isn't that crazy? I got a strike.
He's like, that's my
That dick sucking Jew.
That's so crazy. That's
Dude,
so
using the mouth is so crazy.
it's crazy that that's
Did
illegal.
They wouldn't allow it.
It's crazy that that's not illegal. Like, I feel like there should be some sort of a like case law in some state where a judge is like, it's not okay for you to suck on a child's penis.
That should be against the law.
They're
Right,
like, so much.
it's not even your kid. It's like some random kid's penis. You're like sucking on some little, like, how is that not illegal? Like,
They gave it like a baby herpes.
yeah, no, and there's like someone that died from it. Which is fucking really
Well,
crazy.
imagine a guy who would do that job.
That's more people
I
than
suck the
Fukushima.
Shit.
Because I'm always like, if they care about people, like, wouldn't you be banning these things? You know what I mean?
But that's anti-Semitic.
Right. That's what I mean. That's why I'll look at
suck
some of these
baby
things. I could
dicks.
be wrong about nuclear bombs. You know, it's like, but I'm like, the pattern is this. Like, they like to make these threats so that people choose not to fight them or allow a war. I'm like, maybe I'm wrong, but
I
like,
just feel like the leadership of like Iran and Saddam and like Gaddafi, like I feel like these people would have just said like,
but how could
somebody
they tell
would have
us,
said
though?
there's not.
Because everyone
It's like,
think they're just crazy if they said it.
well, not like a world leader, you know what I mean? And especially not a world leader that doesn't have them, right? Like if they don't have them, they have like nuclear scientists, like there's no way they're all in on the fix, right? Because like all the
I
scientists
don't think
have
they're
to
on the
know.
fix.
I feel like it's like now that there's internet, like in the dark web, like it has to be like out there, like how to make an atomic bomb. Like that technology has been around for fucking, I mean, what, like 70 years now?
Look at Fat Man and Little Boy is also some creepy ass esoteric names.
What is it?
The two nukes for Nagasaki and Hiroshima are Fat Man and Little Boy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Enola is alone backwards. They're like,
Yeah, they do really weird stuff with like the names and numerology, and I don't have a deep enough understanding of this shit to have.
I don't either. I can't make a
there's weird
claim,
stuff
but I'm
going-
like, it's weird to call a bomb Little Boy.
They do it with all.
Like, that's
kinds of
weird,
stuff. Yeah.
you know? And there's like a bunch of Japanese people in those cities live to be like 98.
Well, especially like the most fucked up part about that whole thing, nuclear or not nuclear, whatever
Your ill's going for
That
it.
eel's crushing.
whatever you believe, the crazy part about those, and I guess Dresden, same thing, is
Right, Dresden's
you're
crazy.
You're killing predominantly women and children because
Yeah,
all the military age men are out fighting.
In Japan, they hit the Christian cities.
Yeah, I found that out recently.
Interesting, right? That's just a little bizarre.
No, they
And yeah,
killed a
the
lot
women
of
and
people
children.
in Japan. Like, I'm not.
Yeah, but it was
denying
like
that.
Christian cities though.
All men were off to war, so they were targeting.
They predominantly
Like
women and
killing
children.
shit. Like, that's what they're going for.
Yeah, I was interviewing General Flynn, and like somehow we got up to that, and then Israel came up, and I'm like, "Well, do you think it was like justified at Dresden?" And he's like, "Yes, it was a good
Dresden
thing."
was
He
justified.
just
you
turned
said?
into a different person when I brought up Israel. He like lit up. And
Who was that?
General Flynn.
Dude, Dresden is like so not justified that
And
no
I
one
pushed
talks
back in
about it.
Israel a little bit, and he just started getting all like crazy, and I'm like, terrible what they're doing. And he's like, well, in World War II, I'm like, do you actually think Dresden was a good thing?
Dude, you ever see the
Dresden was horrific.
architecture of Dresden? It's like beautiful.
Yeah, that was horrific.
Yeah,
That's why they don't even bring it up. It's like, why did you do Dresden? Like, it was just civilian. It was not even strategic.
They'll defend that. The Jews use that for what they do. Like, well, we did that like it was a good thing. Like, you're literally killing hundreds of thousands of women and children. You're not going to.
No, they're like, thank you. I always talk about what they brag about. That's why I don't get how they're calling me names. I'm like, yeah, didn't you just brag about killing all the women?
We're the bad guys who don't want to kill women and children. Like, maybe we can be a little rude sometimes or say Nick instead of the N-word.
Yeah, totally. No, but to me, that's the opposite of degrading black people. Because it's like, if you can't joke with someone, they're not human.
Well, I think all of us probably have a lot of black supporters. I've had someone with me one day, black people coming up, they're so surprised. I thought you were racist. No, like.
Well, and they have to define.
I just call
racist
things as
too.
real.
Racist is a nebulous ass word.
Exactly.
That started because Indians wanted to live the way they wanted to, and a Civil War general said that was racist. That's how that started. Because they're like, we want to speak Sioux or whatever, and they're like, you're a racist.
I'm surprised that you didn't make it up.
Well, Trotsky ran with it. I mean, the general may have been a J. It's all about homogeny. That's why they don't like unpasteurized milk. They're like, everyone gets burnt so that everyone's the same, so that we can just like plug you in places.
Yeah. Well, the whole doesn't make sense when he tells me I drank unpasteurized milk. He's like, yeah, the Rothschilds spoke twice at what Parliament?
Total in the history of the Rothschilds. Parliament in England.
One was the
creation of Israel, banning raw milk.
Like, that can't be true. Looked it up and it was.
Yeah, just really passionate. And a ton of babies died from the way they would pasteurize this milk and shit. They like made it so toxic.
Well, they take out all the nutrients. They basically heat it to a certain temperature and it kills like a lot of the colostrum and a lot of like the good.
Yeah, and they're like really sick cows. It's like mucus and shit, but if they burn it, people think it's milk.
They care about our health.
Well, they also like allow a crazy amount of like pus and blood in the milk
gross,
too.
dude.
Yeah, it's really.
I never liked milk until I got cows, and now I think it's the greatest thing I
I don't like milk till I drink your milk.
Yeah, I won't drink normal milk. It just tastes fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm not like 100% won't touch it, but I would never just drink like a glass of milk.
Nah, I'm not into it. Tastes like a sad cow. Fucking.
Yeah, I always grew up thinking like milk was super healthy, but it's probably like the original milk was super healthy.
Yeah.
No,
It heals people.
I think that's true, and now it's more of a marketing campaign.
Yeah, they say happy cows make happy milk. I'm like, they're the most miserable fucking cows in the world.
Well, happy cows probably really do make better
They
milk,
do.
but-
My cows come to me when I call them because it's like insane. They're like dogs.
Yeah, the cows are really smart actually.
They are. They
Yeah, surprising.
Yeah.
When it makes like Bryce, he raises cows and kills them, but then
Dude,
he
Bryce
respects them
is
a lot more. He's like, I use every part of the animal because I grow this connection with it.
Yeah,
I
no,
can
100%.
respect that versus the factory farming. No, Bryce, neither one of you guys met him, right? He's awesome.
Dude, I love Bryce. I watch his videos.
Bryce
Like,
Mitchell.
Yeah.
I
he's
love his
awesome.
farming shit, man. He's legit. Like he's like, dude, I don't save money. If I need money, I'll fucking fight somebody. Like,
He just always says what's on his mind.
No, I think
He got
he's
in trouble-
legit.
he got in
I
trouble
think he's a
with
lot-
the UFC, but then he started talking again. He couldn't help it.
I like him.
I think he's a real dude, man.
He's definitely a real
Oh, he
dude.
definitely.
And he's right about farming shit. He's not
They
fronting.
got him to back down a little bit, and then he said,
He
"Fuck
started
you."
going again.
Yeah.
But he was like, they threatened his job and stuff. They were
Yeah.
like not happy.
There's a big difference between not saying shit and lying to me. Like if someone just backs down, I'm like, I get it. Everyone doesn't have a flock of chickens.
Yeah.
But if someone's like, now Dan Bilzerian tried to kill Shapiro, I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
now you're like an evil fuck. You know?
No, that's when I was like trying to stay out of it. I'm like, I'll let Dan go out for a minute. And it's sad. It's like, bro, come on. I was there that day. It's like I was seeing that just really pissed me off.
Yeah, it's a little weasel.
Weasels. Yeah, and Lucas Gage lied about me on the internet. And I've literally called him out, like, say you're fucking
piece of
sorry.
shit.
Like you just accused me of something.
No, he's just such a worthless piece of shit. Now he's in cannery. It's the most embarrassing humiliation ritual I've ever seen.
That they're like, how much do you love Jews, Lucas? Tell us. Do you love them more than a baby?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He just really required a ton of attention, and I think the whole, thing got him some attention, and then everybody kind of figured it out, and nobody cared anymore. So then he thought, okay, well, I'll just go the other way, and I'll get a lot of attention for that. And he did for like a period, and then nobody cared anymore. And then when I started attacking Nick, then he's like, oh, here's my time to, get back in the spotlight. And he was like getting on Spaces, and people like cared what he had to say again. And it was like, bro.
Yeah, one of our
like mad
themes.
to bring back my podcast, but I just didn't really like him that much.
He's just an idiot. He's
No,
just,
I know, because he was like kind of upset. It's like, with him, if he had a song, he's like, I have a record song right now, and no one's having me on their podcast.
A
So
song?
he had an AI.
he made an AI song, yeah.
It's just like,
What was
I'm like,
it?
well, I'm kind of booked.
Boom
up.
Boom
Like,
Tel
like,
Aviv, I
he's
think
like,
it was.
Really?
Which is pretty, it was actually
Like
a pretty good song, but
I'm
it's
like,
AI.
well,
Like,
maybe in a couple months I'll have you back, and then he started talking shit about me after that. I'm like, Is he like upset?
And you're not a guy that I even understand why people would talk shit. Like you're not.
No,
like,
I was super nice to him. Picked up at the airport. Like Dan got his flight. Like they couldn't imagine talking shit to someone who like.
Dude, I only talk shit. Like I'll do jokes about people, but I'll only talk shit if someone like directly fucking lies about me publicly.
I'll never ever talk shit about someone I thought was my friend. If they do something stupid I don't like, I just won't say anything.
Yeah.
What do you think about Rogan?
I think he's weaselly, but I don't hold any hard feelings. And I respect that he opened up podcasting to a lot of people and all that, but you know, he's a survivor, you know?
Like he knows what the fuck's up and he's just scared as fuck.
With that. I think overall he has like a well-meaning and he's done a lot of help to people, but I think he's not.
I don't like what he did to Theo at all.
No.
You know, he definitely.
Because he did the same thing to me. He had an intervention with me about, because that's the worst thing is when someone that you say is like your friend, like I've done Rogan 3 times. If he says I went insane, people actually believe that shit.
Yeah, you can watch
that's
it.
why like those.
saying you're crazy. Didn't he kind of ostracize?
Dude, him and Eric Weinstein said that I went down a dark road, and I'm like literally in like a fucking beautiful painting, like frolicking.
He's like, happy to
And to me, I'm just like, it's just a lie. Unless they believe it, they may believe it. They may just be like, that's a dark road to us. Like,
No,
it's
you started like questioning. That's
Right.
like, literally that's the
I was free. You know, I was free.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got weird to you afterwards.
Dude, it's even cool. Like, you can even get past it. You're like, oh yeah, they're fucking scumbags. Anyway, this is what we're doing today. They get even more mad about that.
Wow.
Like, one of our themes was now what? Like, we fucking know the ADL was to cover a guy who fucking raped and killed a girl. It's like, but now what?
The funniest part of that whole thing is the fact that they tried to blame a black guy.
And the
KKK
fight, yeah.
No, not the Southerners. The KKK lynched the Jew over the black guy. That told me everything I needed to know about the story.
The face is covered. They're like proud. Like, look, we got this child raping Jew.
The KKK was like, how dare you go after this African American?
He's a good, hardworking.
It's like, we only whip them if they fucking do something wrong.
Yeah. It's like they rape our women or something. You realize, oh, a lot of lynchings were after terrible things.
Yeah.
I'm for sure there's a couple that were like bad, but you realize, oh, a lot of these were after horrific things were done. Like Leo.
Biggest lynching was Italians.
Interesting.
Like the branding of like, oh, a rope. Oh.
It's all about black people, but it's not. They tried
not,
to
dude.
people were hanging up nooses, and like nooses, people are hung forever. They're making it like a black thing. It's a victim mentality.
Probably like the most humane way to kill somebody,
Yeah,
to be
totally.
honest, you know? Like,
Unfortunately, like so many Brits hung criminals that now they don't have any balls anymore. Like every violent guy got fucking killed over 1,000 years.
well, then they shipped the fucking rest of them to Australia.
Yeah.
And somehow they got emasculated there, too. It's crazy.
It's like bad in Australia.
It's so bad.
See the girl got arrested for a shirt from the river to the sea.
Insane.
That's like
I got a theory that there's like another Australia where they don't even acknowledge the government.
they should.
Because I know
be-
some of the most badass dudes are Australian. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's like some fucking legit, like, dudes
crocodile.
there.
I don't even
like that guy Thomas Sowell is fucking great. It was so funny. I was like so tired, and he's like forced me to fucking get on this podcast and drink like fucking 5 cups of coffee to just try and like wake up and not be a fucking brain dead idiot. And I like overtalked the guy the whole. I couldn't shut
think it was bad.
Bro, I just, like literally like 5 cups of coffee, and I'm like a 1-2 cup of coffee a day guy.
No,
I was just like,
and again,
no, he was great.
tax that guy
Yeah.
and stuff. I don't agree with everything what he does, but he has the balls and the courage to go out there and actually do something.
Well, I told him, I'm not like the white nationalist guy,
Yeah.
but I get it, and I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Cool, man. Like, look, everybody else is tribing up. Whites should fucking have every right to tribe up if they want to. My message is more one of like unity and coming together. Like, I think it's fucking Jew versus Gentile, and I think the rest of the stuff is just a distraction. But I get it. Like they have a bunch of fucking immigrants coming into his country. Yeah.
So I
That's
told
what I'm saying. But who does that though? Who's flooding it? Like,
I agree with you on this one.
Wages, because I was never like a rah white guy, and I won't overcorrect like you were talking about. For me, it's like I like my tribe based on shared interest, trust, all that. And if most of them are white, that's cool. Like that's my whole thing.
Where he lives is his area is almost all white. When I visited there, I had like 4 people invite me to their home for like dinner and lunch. People never do that around.
Yeah, and
It's
the
crazy.
few like other types are there for shared values, shared interests. They want that lifestyle. Like saying like white means you're good and taking credit for cathedrals can be a pussy move too.
yeah,
Like,
and also like having identity just in like the skin that you were born.
right,
I just think that's kind of gay. It's like
gay.
you should be fucking proud of like what you've accomplished, not what you were born into or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like you should be focused on what you've done as a person and not like I don't know, the tribalism to me.
Dude, it's not a winning
The problem
move.
is other races are playing it. So I agree.
No,
with
they
you,
are.
but
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
that's
If everybody's
the difference.
tribing up, like if I'm in fucking prison, I'm going to tribe up
gotta
my
fucking
people.
tribe up
Yeah.
in prison.
Like I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? And if America's going to turn into a fucking tribal thing, I'm going to fucking pick a tribe. But like,
But I would prefer
my
that being the case.
preference would just be
agree.
like to tribe up with people based on, you know, having things in common with them, you know,
100%.
and having respect and being like, this person's fucking honest. This person's passed the
Exactly.
test. This guy would have my back. This guy's honorable. This guy's fucking intelligent. This guy is willing to fucking take risks. He's not a pussy. Like all those things would matter to me a lot more than skin color.
I think that Jay's tribing up is short term, extremely profitable, and then goes off a fucking cliff. Because that's how they like they remind me of fucking Native Americans that grew up. I played lacrosse, and I'm like, you guys are just like doing too much tribe shit. You're gonna get hooked.
Their gig works as long as you assume that they're part of the whites.
That's
The
I
moment
never
you
did it
start
different.
separating them out, that's why in Germany they put the Star of David on them. The moment you start seeing who is who, you're like, wait,
Once
it's
you
not
start
a
noticing
coincidence,
that-
you know, like all the porn company owners, all these fucking, you know, pedophile rings, all this sex trafficking, like all this fucking fucked up shit, all these people that are pushing the melting pot, all these people that are, you know, focused on fucking racism, all these people that are like pushing feminism, all this bullshit, it's all coming from the same group. Once you see it, then you like step back and you're like, wait, like what the fuck, you know?
Yeah, and what makes them unique too is they'll be like, well, what about this guy and this guy? I'm like, yeah, but we think that's bad. Like they don't put that down. They're not like, oh, dude, they make pornos. No, they're like, we must make the pornos.
No. Here's where you fucking figure it all out. Look at what they do in Israel and look at what they push in America.
Right.
They ban porn in Israel.
Really?
They
can't get gay married.
they sterilize the blacks there. They fucking refuse to open the borders to anybody. Right? They're operating in apartheid. And then you look at what they're pushing in America. Melting pot, you know, black culture, all this, you know, porn, degeneracy, you know, all this stuff that they
No
don't
environmentalism in fucking
yeah, all
Israel.
the stuff they don't actually believe in is what they push on us. But if you look at what they fucking, you know, do versus what, you know, what they practice versus what they preach, that's when you really start seeing. It's like,
It fucked their lineage because I think some of their kids got real weak from that.
from what?
I think some of them ended up retarded, like junkie gay guys.
Oh,
And
the
they're-
inbreeding?
No, I think that the parents were like, we push this on the goy, but and that separation doesn't work long term. I think the kids see what they just do all this shit.
Well, here's what I think. I think it's because they don't ever like challenge themselves. You know, like when you go through hard times, it makes you tougher. It makes you more makes you more
They're
resilient.
hothouse tomatoes, yeah.
Yeah. So like if you're just growing up in this fucking, you know, and you get pandered to and you have, you know, servants and shit and you're never doing manual labor and you're never like dealing with any fucking adversity, you're going to be a pussy,
That's true.
you know?
No good fighters.
Well, there, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's your area of expertise. So if you say so.
Okay ones, but no elite. Like
There might be some Sephardics or like Israelite blacks
They're
though.
really good fighters, so they have a kid handcuffed. Krav Maga is the biggest Jewish scam ever.
Dude, that was hilarious when he said that.
It's like, isn't that
He said it's like the most Jewish martial art because what was it? What was
I
it?
think it's
It's like get him kicked out of a bank.
forgot what I said, but basically, what I say, it only works against like women and children.
That's
they
so
teach you how to like say, I already know how to bite. I already know how to eye gouge. It's like retarded. It's like
They're like first get really low and then
I'll
grab their little
bite you,
throat.
grab your nuts. It's like the gayest martial art ever.
They're like get them to think they're your friend and then stab them in the back. Trap the guy. Dude, I've heard Jays do that where they're like, if you put a child in the commercial, you'll sell more. And like, I'm going to be on board with
Kids for cars. Oh, from your thing, but kids for cars. It's a car. It's like acting like it was for all kids. It was just for Jewish kids. The richest.
Yeah, oh yeah, the scam charity or whatever.
Dude, they do that all the time. They're like, you don't have to pay tax on it.
Dude, I did a couple charity things for a Jewish guy. It was all a scam. I mean, it was nice. He put me on private jets, put me up and stuff. But like, that's not where the money.
That's not
should
what
be
a charity
going
would look
for
like a
yeah,
private
I'm
jet,
like, this
you
is
know?
not right. He's like, cool. He's
Bro, our
that's
whole
cool,
tax
he thinks
system's
for
a fucking scam, dude. It's all scams on scams on scams. And when you fucking, you know, like I've been around a lot of super fucking rich guys. And like one of the things they'll do is they'll buy a fucking painting for 10 grand,
Right.
get it appraised at 100 million, give it to a fucking museum, and then get $100 million tax credit. Like rich people don't pay taxes. That's what people don't understand. And like also this guy, this like Jewish guy has been like running around, like basically like selling a course on like the fact that you don't have to pay federal income tax. And apparently he hasn't been paying it for 30 years. He's been like openly talking about it on like big podcasts and shit. And he has a whole legal team. So if like, if you join his thing and like you ever get audited or whatever, they come after you, he'll like fully legally defend you, like this whole thing.
Paying taxes, trying to get other people.
That maybe, but he's claiming.
I don't know if I would trust a Jew.
Claiming that that basically like most people get tricked into agreeing to pay the tax. And if you agree to pay it, and you don't, then you can get thrown in jail. But if
do you agree to it? Because don't you automatically?
I guess like usually in the extensions and all the stuff, like eventually they get you to sign something, and most people get like already opted in or whatever to where they withhold it, and it's a whole thing. So like once you agree to pay it, or once you pay some and you don't pay it, then you're fucked. But apparently, according to him, there's no actual.
I got a buddy whose dad went to prison for this though.
Yeah. Well, Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes did too. Wesley Snipes. He just didn't. Yeah, but I think he filed or something. Like apparently there's like a way that you have to do it. I don't know.
We'll see if he goes to jail.
Well, I think it's like chess. I think
it's been 30 years. I don't know.
I think you need 1,000 hours. It's like chess. I'm like, I pay my taxes because I'm like, I get what you're saying. I just can't commit the time to figure all this shit out.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
and
like
the kind of guys they want to throw in prison.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I like ag write-offs. Like if you have agriculture, you pay like $10 an acre.
So you can write off all kinds
wetlands, all that shit. You know, an office. Like I like write-offs.
But like I said, being around like billionaires, they come up with crazy.
Dude, the
write-offs.
art thing is nuts. They'll put a dot at like a banana. They'll like draw a banana.
One guy was buying a bunch of buildings, and if he did like a couple like donation things for the community, but it was almost like fake. He had a guy that would set up like they're doing community programs, and there was like no taxes.
The scam. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways. I mean, like, look, if you live in BVI for like 4 months out of the year, you pay like 4% tax. I mean, that's what the Paul brothers are doing in Puerto Rico. There's like a lot of different ways.
Don't think
I'm
it's
kind of hungry, man.
Gang where they're like, good.
It's 9:15. Holy shit!
We talked a while.
How long did we go?
Over 3 hours.
Was this 3 hours? I knew I was hot. I was like,
that's a great hang.
Yeah, fucking starving. You guys want to get some food?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let me.
We can leave them on, right? We won't use this, but in case something. Obviously, anything on here.
We can also kill it, so I can say a couple gravy things about the nuclear bomb shit.
Yeah. Let's go. Let me get him to throw some steaks on here. Fuck.
As many of you know, I have many controversial guests, so that comes at a cost of being demonetized everywhere. So if you want to support the program, go to fightbackpodcast.com, and I have all kinds of merch on there, whether it's jiu-jitsu, fighting, political, and other accessories. And thanks for the support.